3 pound greater.
Technical difficulties. Got the wrong screen up.
Tripping, bro.
I can hear us. Why am I not seeing it?
So I'm the fourth member now.
You're unofficial fourth member.
Word up.
Unofficial.
If you talk into the mic.
Was I not before? That whole last shit? I wasn't?
He was like,
really?
hold on one second. I don't know.
I was just answering. I was ready to get that shit
up.
over.
Probably you were standing up.
Just now,
I mentally had checked.
That died.
Remember I told you about the cat that he was
Pound greater.
His rookie year, and they was playing New Orleans in New Orleans
First game.
Yeah. So apparently they had, I guess Southern band was there playing before the game or whatever. So he like, yeah, so I was out there, I usually have my headphones on, but when I saw the band was there, I took my headphones off and I was listening, and boy, oh boy, I tell you, when they started playing, I was juking and jiving.
Juking and jiving.
He said it on national television.
Bitch.
This was my face when he said it.
Juking and jiving. RG3 on national TV said he was
said
juking and
when
jiving.
they played, boy, oh boy, I was juking and jiving.
Man, oh man. They were really playing some funky music.
I don't think he realized how embarrassing that was for everybody.
You've seen his haircut. It doesn't matter to him. He don't care.
He had the braids freshly done. He was really trying to get that black card renewed. He was trying to get a stamp on it that day. It was embarrassing.
RG3 been lost this shit. So
yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna do some rage. Are we live?
We are live.
Are we live?
We are live.
What's good, everybody?
Welcome
back to the OG Sports Show, another live rendition. This is your boy Chuck.
Slow motion.
And B.
And we got a special guest with us today. Our nephew, one of us by blood, the rest of us just by reputation. Give it up for our partner Guru. What's up, boy?
What up, OGs?
Got the young man on the young OG.
Yeah.
He'll hit that 30.
I like that. Yeah.
They hit 30 and finally
Maybe
made
we
it.
bring him on so he can give a young fella's perspective on some of the things we're gonna discuss. We're gonna get into a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but mainly today is our football kickoff show.
Word.
So we're gonna talk a little NFL, talk a little NCAA. Whatever comes up that's gonna come up, we're gonna get into it. We got a little bit of a shell of an agenda, but I'm sure it's gonna veer off in all kind of places.
Yeah. I got a sidebar as soon as we start.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Y'all know
yes,
slow
sir.
sidebars can get a little bit out of control. So we try to keep it toned down as best we can. Before we get into it, man, I just want to say, from all of us, I'm sure, prayers to the folks in Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Alabama,
Gulf Coast.
I know they're gonna be in bad shape, so we're gonna send some prayers from the OG Sports Show to our folks out there. Hope everybody stays safe, and hopefully it ain't too bad. Prayers is not in. We actually feeling some of the outer bands of out of ourselves right now. So, but we definitely not gonna be as bad for sure as those folks in the Gulf Coast. So prayers out to everybody over there. So with that being said, y'all ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it then. What the lick read?
Week 17.
17.
Yes, sir. This is our football preview show, right?
Yeah, man.
Let's get into some banter about some football. But first and foremost, we got to say, I actually want to, if you guys don't mind, I want to dedicate this show to Coach Bobby Bowden.
For sure.
Legendary coach of Florida State. Passed away August 8th. Had a short battle because, they announced it, maybe a month?
If that.
That he had terminal cancer, and he left us on August 8th, but he left the legacy of the college football program that all of us love.
For sure.
On this panel here. And even though you might be a Miami Hurricane fan or Florida Gator fan, you had to give respect to old Coach Bobby. Bobby coached a lot of great players come through that program, won 2 national championships. Should have had more.
For sure.
We ain't going to talk about that.
No,
but old Bobby will be missed around the program.
Yeah, man. I had a chance to meet Bobby. I guess I can say I met him anyway. Back in, I think it was whatever year it was. It might have been, it was either 06 or 07. I don't remember exactly. When we played Kentucky in the Music City Bowl.
Okay, yeah.
And I was living in Tennessee at the time, and I was coaching a 9 and 10-year-old team. And we had won our Super Bowl, so the gift for us winning the Super Bowl, we got tickets to the game. So we before the game, they let the teams, all the age groups that won a Super Bowl, to walk onto the field after warm up. So we were on the field. We were in the huddle, not the huddle, but the tunnel, waiting on Florida State to come off the field so we can go on. And Bobby walked past. I went and shook his hand, and it was crazy because, like I said, I only talked to him for like 15 seconds. He was like, "You the coach of these boys?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "You must have done a good job with them that you're here." So it just for him to take that few seconds, you know what I'm saying, just to shake my hand and congratulate our boys when they was getting ready for a game was huge to me. So everything that they've said about Bobby, I'm sure, you know what I'm saying, resonates with a lot of people, especially us Florida State fans. So he's definitely gonna be missed for sure.
Did y'all see any of the funeral?
I didn't get to see any of it.
They had a live stream.
Yeah,
They
you can
They
watch
had
it
a
on
lot.
YouTube.
Yeah, they had a
okay.
live stream. They played a couple of clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
I saw a couple clips.
Did you see the Ward Dunn one?
No, I see the Ward Dunn one. I saw Coach Andrews. I saw some of his.
Mickey broke me down, man.
I stopped watching. He was,
Oh, man, I don't want to watch it then.
Man.
I'm gonna be all sad.
Ward Dunn had a great story.
Oh yeah.
He said that when he got there, everybody know the story about his mom being killed, and he was taking care of his little brother and little sister still. So every weekend before the season started, that they had a time off, he would go back to Baton Rouge, check on them. He said he had a route carefully planned out. How many hours it take, get there, get back to be in class on Monday. So he said one weekend on a Sunday night, he messed around, stayed too late at Baton Rouge. He was like, "Oh man, I got to gun it to Tallahassee to make it." He said, "Man, I was flying." And he said, when I get close to around Pensacola, he said, I saw the state trooper in the median. And he said, "Oh man." And he went past him. He said, "I know you're getting ready to pull me." He said, "He didn't pull me." So I get back to Tallahassee, go to class on Monday. We had a workout. He in the locker room getting dressed. One of the assistant coaches come up and say, "Hey, you need to slow down." And he was like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "No, you need to slow down while you're out there on the road." And he was thinking in his head, "Well, how does he even know?" Like,
Yeah.
So he said, what are you talking about? What do you know? He said, "Coach Bowden knows everything."
Damn.
I was like,
My man saw Ward speeding and called Coach Bowden and said, "I ain't gonna get him, but you need to tell him to slow down." Wow.
How far is that drive?
From Pensacola to Tallahassee?
about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, from
From
Baton Rouge.
I want to
Baton
say
Rouge?
probably about what, maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Tallahassee? Oh, at least 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
At the
because
very least 5.
the thing is getting out of Florida. And once you get out of Florida, cut through Mississippi.
You
and
cut through
Alabama,
Mississippi and Alabama like that.
like that.
And you in Louisiana in no time.
Getting through that panhandle is the problem.
That's the toughest
Right.
part.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was. We're
That was
gonna
a cool
miss
story.
Coach Bowden,
For sure, man. For sure.
All right, let me get into. Before I get into that, let's go into the NCAA.
Okay.
As you guys probably heard of, the Pac-12, the Big Ten, ACC. I think
That's
it's
it.
one more conference.
Just them.
No, just them three.
Three has combined to join forces to go up against this
Man,
SEC thing.
who cares?
It's gonna be interesting. I want to know. It's gonna be some weird scheduling. Maybe Florida State to get to play Ohio State and Michigan, and it's gonna be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe we get to beat up on UCLA and
Yeah,
a couple
go out
schools there.
west, and recruiting wise, it'd be good. I mean, if our program is built up to compete.
My thing is, I don't think that this whole alliance situation it's not about competition.
No, it's about money.
It's about money because Oklahoma and Texas ain't really gonna bring. Well, Oklahoma will, but they're not gonna bring a whole lot of competition to the SEC. Texas is just gonna get their ass beat.
Texas is bringing
by
money.
Yeah, they just bringing money.
Oh, so it's
A
official.
network.
Yeah, they're joining the ACC.
2025.
SEC in 2025.
2025,
Wow.
they'll be in the SEC.
Is anybody leaving or are they just adding
No,
on?
they
No, they just adding
They're adding,
Oh,
and then
okay.
they say there's rumors that they're looking to add 2 more teams.
Damn.
Yeah, but like I said, it's all about money because Texas ain't been relevant since Vince Young left. Let's keep
Huge
it real.
fan base. So
Let's keep it real. They got a fan base. They got their own network. They got their own money. And when I say they got their own money, never mind. But
Uh-oh.
Tebow gonna be the head coach
of who?
Of what?
over there at Texas.
Hold that thought. We're gonna come to him. Hold that thought.
Tebow.
we got to
You about to get kicked off the show already.
Damn.
Yeah,
Bring
but
it
no,
up to Tebow.
like I said, it's gonna bring. I think Oklahoma obviously gonna be. They've been a lot more competitive the last few years, so they'll probably bring some different excitement to the SEC. But Texas just they've been unless they're gonna show up with Sarkisian and get better all of a sudden.
Which it could happen.
It could. It very well could happen. But
Take them
I'm
drinks out his head.
I mean, he
Slow
went to the
said
Nick.
that.
He
I
went to the
didn't
Nick Saban rehab.
Yeah.
So
Nick Saban rehab get you a gig.
Yeah,
Nick
he-
boy.
Saban
what?
rehab gets you a gig.
It got Lane Kiffin a
Yeah.
gig.
Yeah.
They got Sarkisian the gig now, but
Got
yeah,
Lane
I'm not.
Kiffin 2 gigs.
Yeah, I ain't too stressed out about SEC because everybody want to talk so much about the SEC. The SEC is literally Alabama and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Georgia and Florida, yeah, LSU, they'll hang around a little bit. They may show up LSU really only won lately. It's been showed up and won something outside of Alabama, but Georgia falls short every year. Florida falls short every year. Like, it's not this powerhouse conference that everybody try to make it out to be.
Well, what I heard them doing, and I think I heard one of the rumors is moving Alabama and Auburn over to the SEC East. So that may kind of shake things up. So then you have
that eliminates Florida right
Texas. So Texas gonna be over there with them.
Texas A&M, Oklahoma, LSU, pretty much those four in the West. So you think about maybe Texas A&M is on the come up. You got Oklahoma, who is Oklahoma. They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
See, I don't know about Texas A&M though, dog. Because think about it, it's gonna be a couple of years before. I feel like it's gonna be a couple of years for Texas A&M to do something because they starting. I think they just named freshman that's starting quarterback. And, a quarterback in Jimbo's system needs at least a year to get his feet wet. Everybody talks about how Jameis showed up as a freshman, but Jameis sat and watched for a whole year before he got on the field. Yeah. So a young quarterback in Jimbo's system is gonna take a minute. So I still give Texas A&M at least a year before they're able to turn the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Well, by 2025, he better have had because what they gave him a 10-year deal, 7-year deal, 10-year deal.
Yeah.
So
so much bread,
and we know he recruits at a high clip.
Yeah, but he's still gonna be now. It's even gonna be even tougher for him now because he's gonna be competing against. He's already competing against those other schools, but now that they're in the same conference as them, competition is gonna be crazy as far as SEC is concerned.
It will definitely. He won't have any excuses.
No,
that he had at Florida State. Oh, we don't have the facilities to compete.
You got him now.
You got him. That's why you went to Texas A&M. That's why they broke the bread on you to bring you over here. So what you gonna do? So it been no excuse. I mean, I expect him to do what he does because, I mean, he's a good coach when he's motivated and looking to prove himself. Which at A&M, he this is definitely what he's gonna do. Oklahoma that's the wild card.
As long as Oklahoma got a quarterback, they in the conversation,
right? Because they're not playing no defense
at all.
We're gonna score 60 points a game.
But you're gonna have to now that they're in the SEC, they're gonna have to play some D.
Well, it's gonna be hard to
see
who
they playing
because we're still 4 years out.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they can tank, because we know a program can tank over a year.
Right. A lot's gonna change between now and 2025.
Right. I think the alliance, getting back to the original point, is they're just trying to stave off. They're trying to stave off what eventually could be. Because I even heard part of the reasoning for the alliance is since Oklahoma and Texas made this move, that the commission that they had to expand the playoffs, it wasn't the first vote was to look into expanding the playoffs. Mm-hmm. The next vote is to, hey, are we going to expand this?
Right.
And with this move by Texas and Oklahoma, I think a couple of the commissioners who are on that commission were like, we're going to vote no. And it has to be a unanimous vote. Mm. So, because basically, you think about it, with it expanding to 12, how many teams is going to come out of the SEC? 6. Right. So you have the field as the SEC.
Yeah.
And then you got 6 other. Then you factor in the ACC champion, Pac-12 champion, and
the Big Ten.
And the Big Ten in the Big Ten. So that's 3. So that's 9 spots. So you literally bringing in 3 at-large spots.
And then you got to save a spot for Notre Dame.
You got to save a spot for Notre Dame. So now that's 10 spots. So you're bringing in 2 teams that are out of the AAC or the Mountain West.
Well, the Big 12. I mean, if Iowa State keeps playing the way they are, they may be somebody to come out of the Big 12.
Their quarterback Purdy is this might be his last year.
It should be his last. He needs to leave. 2 years. He needs to leave. It's time for him to go. Go get. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. After all these quarterbacks went this past year, he should be able to go in the first round and get him some bread. In my opinion, the alliance was strictly for not just money, but the second is strength of schedule.
Right.
Because anybody once 2025 hits, everybody in the SEC gonna have this strength of schedule.
At least 10 games
over everybody else.
At least 10 SEC games.
Right. So the ACC, the Big Ten, and the Pac-12, they got to combine so they can put others, put the folks on the other conferences on their schedule so they can have a little bit of a boost in their strength of schedule so they can have an argument come playoff time. We should be there because we played Florida State can say, okay, we played Michigan and we beat them. And we played UCLA and we beat them. So we should be in the same conversation with an SEC team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they'll put a 2-loss team, SEC team.
Speaking of UCLA, I know they play Hawaii, but God,
that thing was pumping and jumping yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah. They get the legit at quarterback, man. He went to I didn't really know who he was until yesterday they talked about how he sat behind Tate Martell at Bishop Gorman, so he was kind of under the radar a little bit. But that kid can play.
Yeah,
man.
They got the jump man on the jerseys.
If Chip Kelly if they make a little noise this year,
and that running back they had came from Michigan,
right?
He's a transfer from Michigan. He ran his ass off.
If they make a little noise if he makes some noise this year, we know Chip Kelly is a very very competent college coach.
Oh yeah,
he could have UCLA rolling.
Yeah,
he could. And USC, they on the come up a little bit these last couple of years, so they'll have a good argument to say, any team out of those three conferences to say, okay, we played some high caliber competition, the same as SEC did. Because, like I said, outside of once we get to 25, outside of Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Texas A&M, Texas, and Oklahoma, the rest of them teams are average to garbage.
Trash.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Vanderbilt's never going to be nothing.
Auburn.
No. Tennessee is going back in the gut.
Auburn's one of those teams where every couple of years.
Same with Tennessee. Every couple of years, they get halfway decent and do something. Arkansas ain't never going to do nothing.
No.
Because nobody's going to choose Arkansas over Auburn or Tennessee or Kentucky. They're never going to make it. So they're always going to be middle of the road teams. So, and that's why, like I said, I always say the SEC ain't is what they try to make it out to be, because half of their teams is trash.
Those bottom of the barrel teams that you just named, do you think they'll dump those?
No, they're not going to dump them because they SEC blue bloods. Even though they trash.
Even though Vanderbilt is trash.
But they blue bloods.
Like Kentucky, that's a basketball school. They
right.
Football.
And see, they need to stay in the SEC for basketball.
Right.
Same thing with Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt needs to stay in that conference
and
for
baseball.
And Tennessee, they need to stay there for baseball, basketball. Yeah, because if Vanderbilt leaves for baseball, they're done. Because I've talked to a couple of pro scouts myself, and they look at SEC schools first when they come to draft. ACC schools next, and then they look at everybody else after that. So Vanderbilt, they can't afford to leave for baseball and basketball. Same thing with Kentucky, they can't afford to leave for basketball. So they're just gonna stay there and just be in the cellar for however long they're gonna stay there,
collecting the check.
But just think about that alliance in basketball. ACC already is a gauntlet.
Big Ten, and then you talking about the Pac.
Put the Big Ten,
Pac-12 too. Because then you start talking about Arizona, UCLA, USC had a pretty decent run. This past year tournament.
Get them boys right, Leonard. You got them right now, Leonard. Keep them where they need. Keep them right where you at, Leonard.
You're gonna have
Coach Ham, keep them right there, buddy.
Juwan Howard, man, he building something else in Michigan.
Yeah, I thought he was about to go. I thought he was about to get plucked off and take the NBA job. But
it's coming though.
He have another good year like he did last year. Yeah.
Can we spend a couple minutes to talk about our Florida State Seminoles for a second?
We still on NCAA.
We still on NCAA.
Okay, go ahead, man.
Thoughts. Let's talk. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Thoughts. Y'all know me. Y'all know I always.
Oh man, I'm back.
Okay, I learned my lesson last year.
You're a Miami Hurricane fan of the Florida State.
With the last 2 years, I've learned my lesson. My expectations are in the trash right now. I don't have no expectations for our team. If we win 6 games, I'll be happy. I'm hoping that this year is the year that Mike gets a chance to really build a foundation on the field, in game tape, and maybe this will be our chance to kind of springboard into next year, where we really have a chance to win 9, maybe 10 games next year. We're not going to do that this year. If we do, it'll be a freaking miracle. But I'm excited about the future of the team.
Me too, because I look at them every day. I look at War Chant. I wake up War Chant I listen to. I look at Nose 24/7.
Them dudes kind of corny though.
Who that? No,
Wake up War Chant.
Corey and Aslan, they all right, man. It's a podcast. It's a podcast. But they got access that we don't have, so they follow teams.
That's true.
True that.
But Chop Chat and all the other publications up there. I think what you just said, Joe, expectations of 6 games, 6-7 wins is what I expect.
I'm happy with 6-7.
6-7 is my expectation. They win 8-9.
Shocker.
It's a great year.
If you look at the
schedule,
win
8-9, you can be able to tell me shit.
If you look at the schedule, man, I see 8.
National title.
No, not national.
The thing of it is, the only way for us to see 8, we have to win games we're supposed to win. And there's not a whole lot on it that we're supposed to win. We're gonna have to sneak up and beat Miami. You know what I'm saying?
That's too much of a sneak.
I don't think it is, but they got our number right now.
Right. So let's take Notre Dame, Clemson, Florida
off the table.
Right? That's 3 games. So that's 9. So 9 games.
Right.
Miami might be a toss-up.
But everybody
else
is beatable.
Very, very beatable.
Wake Forest.
But
Syracuse.
the way they got these lines set up is Boston College and NC State are the games that they say we could lose.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. If they go out and if they beat Notre Dame next Sunday, they could realistically be what 4 or 5-0 by the time they get to Clemson.
Right, exactly. They could.
It's possible. I think if we're gonna have a chance to beat Notre Dame, it's gonna have to be with the defense. The defense is gonna have to win that game.
Yeah.
The defense has to improve. They have to become average.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have to become average because last year they couldn't get off the field.
No.
They couldn't stop a nosebleed, and that cost the offense
to be on the field more.
And
pressure.
Field position. Like it was ridiculous. Like you couldn't stop anybody. So now Jordan Travis beat up. Receivers ain't doing nothing. Yeah. Everybody a COVID year. It was horrible. Now they had a full spring, a full conditioning, full fall camp, season. Full everything.
Yeah.
And by all reports, they are making strides. So for me, like you said, I'm with you. The defense has to become average.
At least.
Yeah. That's 2 wins in my book. The offense, more specifically, the offensive line has to be able to play. They have to improve again because they took a step from when Taggart's last year to Norvell's first year, Alex Atkins' first year.
More than anything, they got to take a step so we can run the ball.
They were able to run the ball last year.
Yeah.
It was pass protection and lack of the receivers doing anything. Right, in my opinion, that really kept them from being able to do anything. Because had they been able to pass the ball, they would have eased up the running game some more. Because your boy, Ladane, what was his name? The boy that was there last year that left?
Webb.
Yeah.
Webb was a beast. I was mad he left.
I was sad he left too.
But from all accounts, your boy from Tech, Trayshawn Ward,
he been running that thing. I've seen a few clips of practice. He's
about to.
And you match him with
Toa
Philly. They're gonna be all right as far as skill set is concerned. Like I said, if we can protect the quarterback, because as much as I love Jordan Travis, he didn't have anybody scared of him throwing the ball.
No,
he didn't. So Mackenzie Milton, if he can give us half of what he gave UCF his last year, I think that's 2 wins right there. If he can give us half of what he did.
Word out of camp though is Jordan Travis is
he's making strides.
No, it's not just making strides. Like he
could steal a job.
The job is pretty much not. I don't say his to lose, but he's not having bad days.
Do they run a 2 quarterback system? Do you think that'll happen?
I think both of them will play.
Yeah,
they have to.
I tell you this,
they both got to play.
I tell you this: if Mackenzie Milton starts, if he's named the starter,
Jordan Travis is gonna play.
Jordan Travis is gonna come in like a Taysom Hill type.
He's gonna have some packages.
He's gonna have some packages.
The boy too fast, man.
He is. He's too good.
If he can get his arm to like McKenzie, he'll be a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Yeah.
Pump the brakes.
For real, he got the skill set.
He can. He
sound like me, ain't it?
Maybe about 2 years. Maybe about another year or 2. If he continues to improve and he stays with the team, then of course, yeah.
McKenzie
ready now?
As a passer, no.
Because Milton only this is last year, right?
This is it for him.
Okay.
Right. This is it for him. If Jordan Travis starts, if he's named the starter, then I think it's his team, and it's going to be hard for him to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
For the simple fact that he's not coming off a devastating knee injury like Milton was. He's named the starter tells me that he's made significant strides in the passing game and has become a better passer from what the coaches see.
Got you.
And I guess they just he has that rapport with the team. But we can talk about all that we want to. If the offensive line does not gel and does not play well, it don't matter.
The 2 X factors of the offensive line and the defense.
That's
If
it.
those two units don't play well,
especially.
if those two units don't play well, we can forget it.
Right. If the defense is man again,
It's gonna be ugly.
It's gonna be a long
I'm gonna be
season.
depressed
Right.
every Saturday.
but if
And,
they could be
I don't want that.
average, if they could be average, and the offensive line can take another step and become above average, we'll be good.
Okay, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
All right. I'm gonna go into my sidebar right now.
All right.
It's borderline NCAA and NFL.
Oh
All right.
boy.
Was it what I mentioned? What is it?
Yeah, Mr. Tim Tebow. All right.
Yes.
We all know Tim Tebow got cut from the Jacksonville Jaguars, which would pretty much
Which shouldn't have happened
yeah.
because he should never been in a
He
position
shouldn't
to
have been
get
so-
cut in the first place.
And that's what brings me to
He a Hall of Famer.
no. And I'm glad you said that too. Okay, we all
I'm looking at you like I was looking at RG3 yesterday.
we all done seen a lot of college football, right?
Yes.
Collectively. All of us
Yes.
seen a lot of college football.
I watched a lot of Tim Tebow in college.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know I'm a Florida State fan and I hate the Florida Gators.
Immensely.
Okay. All of us do.
Yes.
But you tell me, what the hell Tim Tebow done in his college career to make you think he's the one of the greatest ever to do it?
I called and asked you that.
Well, why
If you never watched him play and looked at numbers, it's easy for somebody to say, "Oh, well, that he must have been really, really good."
The greatest? Because they calling him the greatest ever.
College football player ever.
He's not even close to being the greatest ever.
That's
I said yesterday that Steve McNair is the greatest college football player of
Yeah,
all
I saw
time.
that tweet. Yeah.
And you can debate your mama if you want to, because I don't want to hear it. Because you look at his numbers, there's no one close to comparing to his numbers. With that being said, did Tim Tebow have a good college career?
yes.
absolutely.
Absolutely, he did. Did I feel like when Tim Tebow left, he was going to do the same thing in the NFL? Absolutely not. Because that shit worked in Florida. Shit was not going to work in the NFL.
And he didn't bring all them athletes with him.
Right.
No.
No. You getting drafted in the first round, you're not finna go to a decent team.
But he went to a decent team. He went to the Broncos.
And
They didn't have a quarterback though.
No, but then we went to a decent team. So he almost, like it was almost put on a platter for him to be successful. But we all knew that little left-handed slow release was not going to make it in the NFL. It wasn't. I said when he got out, I said, man, that dude needs to go right now to either outside linebacker or tight end. I said that.
Back then.
Back
Then-
then.
He may have a chance to make it if he'd did it from jump. Like if he would have came in and said, I know I'm not an NFL quarterback, I'm gonna switch positions. Tebow might still be playing right now if he'd have been an outside linebacker.
If I remember, didn't they say something about fullback or something?
They
at
said that
time?
too.
H-back.
H-back,
Oh,
fullback.
okay, yeah.
And that's what I said. If he maybe went to H-back as a rookie, he may still be playing. You never
Yeah.
know. He may be Taysom Hill.
Right.
You never know. But him trying to play quarterback in the NFL, I knew it wasn't going to work.
I just want to know, like I said, sometimes I have to put my hate aside, but it's hard because he played for the opposite team.
Yeah.
But it's like this dude, like you said, he was a very good quarterback. He played around, he had superior talent around him. The kid behind him was way better than him.
Way better.
But
Had a way better Heisman
I just want to
season.
know this notion of he was the greatest college football player ever. I've seen a lot of great college football players. Even though he's a damn Sambo now, Herschel Walker was one of the best that I've seen.
Yes.
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson, one of the best you ever seen. Ricky Williams
Ricky Williams, like you
had
said,
one of the greatest college careers ever.
Ricky Williams was running that.
running the
Wasn't
thing.
he?
Air McNair.
Would y'all throw Vince in there?
Vince Young?
Vince,
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Because now, did Tim Tebow take his team to an undefeated season?
No, they lost to
No.
Ole Miss, I think, if I'm mistaken.
All right. He was on a great squad that had a lot of first round talent, a lot of NFL talent that went with him
On both sides
on
of the
both
ball.
sides of the ball.
Offense, defense,
What Vince Young did in that 2006
by himself.
Rose Bowl was Jordan-esque.
He did it by himself.
I never seen nothing like that in a
He
football
beat USC
game
by himself.
by himself.
Because you can't name nobody else on that team except
No.
Vince Young.
I can't.
You can't.
I'm old,
No.
but
You can name everybody on that
Not
USC
even a
team.
receiver. Y'all don't
Nope.
know.
Lyman Swede, they had a receiver,
Lyman Swede.
and
ain't heard shit from him since.
I think they had a decent defensive back that went to the league. On
They
that
might
team.
have a couple linebackers,
Right.
maybe.
I want to say
Was Earl Thomas on one of the teams?
he may have.
That might have been it.
Who's the
Anyway,
head
I
coach?
think Brian Arakpo was on that team.
Who was the head coach?
Anyway, we're
Matt Brown.
Matt Brown.
we're struggling to find other
Exactly.
players on the team.
You said who's on that USC team? Matt Liner,
Matt
Yeah,
Liner, Reggie Bush,
Lindell White.
Lindell
White. You can go on
Uh,
the defensive side. We can go all day
Right.
long. Same thing with that Florida team. Takeo Spikes. Not Takeo Spikes. What's the other cat? The
Brandon
linebacker?
Spikes.
Brandon Spikes. Percy.
The killer.
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
Both Pouncey boys up front blocking for him.
Right.
Chris Rainey in the backfield. Like he had some studs on that team.
On that team. I just don't get that notion. All he did when you called me that day, I told you he said some speeches, he cried and he prayed.
But you know what?
And-
You know what's so funny about one of them speeches? There's a clip of them in the locker room, right? I don't know what game it was, but Lewis Murphy, the pride of St. Petersburg, Florida, was in front of him. He had the team around him and he was talking, trying to get everybody hyped up. Tebow came and nudged him out the way and went with his little rah-rah shit. I'm thinking that moment there proved to me Tebow just loves the spotlight.
Yeah.
He want everything. He want the cameras on him.
So,
at all
that's
times.
what you think the NFL thing was for him to
Yeah,
get the
because
attention?
you think about it. The spotlight went dim. He had to leave. Okay. So I'm going to get my shot at baseball. I was pretty good in high school. I'm going to try to play baseball again.
Mhm.
That didn't work. He tried for 8 years? Shit didn't work. Okay.
Mhm.
So now, man, I got to try something else because if I quit baseball and just go back to TV, they're going to be looking at me crazy and, the spotlight ain't going to be as big. I'm going to call Urban Meyer, see if I can get a tryout to play football again. And he looked absolutely horrible out there. When they spotlighted that blocking he was trying to
In
do
camp.
that last game, Jesus.
Well, they remember the missed blocks in camp.
Yeah. He was getting
He dogged out in
The
camp.
fact that he got 16 snaps in that game is ridiculous because they say he was technically tied for 7th on the depth chart because it was 3 other dudes tied for
And they
4th
listed-
with him.
Yeah, right.
So how many times have y'all seen a 7th-string tight end get 16 snaps in the preseason game?
I don't know, but I'm in this shit right here. Tim Tebow, one of the greatest Florida Gators of all time. Great college player. Best college player of all time? I don't think so. Next.
Not even in top 10.
Nah, next.
No.
What's next?
We
We spending too much
Too
time,
much time on Tebow.
on somebody who is given the privilege to try everything he wants
Right.
At the highest level.
at the highest level.
And made excuses.
And I'm done, man.
To quote slow motion, fuck Tim Tebow.
Exactly.
Moving
Say
right
that
along.
again.
Fuck Tim Tebow. Moving right along.
And his mama.
Wow.
I ain't say that.
Marie is mama.
Hashtag.
Yeah, goddamn.
Hashtag.
I didn't say that.
Hey,
I didn't
that
say
man mama ain't did nothing to
Hey,
nobody but birth Tim Tebow.
I didn't say
and
that.
his fuck her? Shit.
I didn't say that, y'all. I
Gang,
said
gang.
Fuck Tebow. That is mama.
And your nephew over here co-signing this shit?
Yeah,
Gang, gang.
that's right.
Know
That's
the
how we
man's
get.
mama.
Oh no, I ain't never met this man mama. Mrs. Tebow, I'm so sorry. I've never in my life. I apologize for it.
We just joking. For real.
Not really.
What's next, man?
All right. NFL's kicking off
Yes, sir.
September 9th
Yeah.
here in Tampa. Got the Super Bowl, the 2020 Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Dallas Cowboys. We don't know what Dak is going to be like. I think it's going to be a disaster.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Is it gonna be that bad?
Did you
Yes.
see them boys last night?
I didn't watch them. I don't give them the time of day
I know you
anymore.
don't, but you should have watched.
You left the ship?
I,
Yeah, you
yes.
been left this shit.
About
When
2
they-
years
when they
ago?
left- when they got rid of
When they got rid of Jameis,
okay, I get you.
I jumped
You with
off.
the Saints?
No,
You just in the middle.
I'm not rooting for a team. I'm rooting for players right now.
I
Listen,
got you. I
listen.
feel you.
I'm gonna tell you, had you watched that game last night?
Nope.
That first,
Still wouldn't.
okay.
Still ain't fucking with
I'm
them.
just telling you.
Nope.
Now, you were going up against Houston.
Understand that, and they did what they were supposed to do. Tom Brady was like 11 or 12, like 150, 180 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Against Houston.
He did what he was supposed to do. We talk about that all the time. You do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
and he,
but
and he did.
like,
and
people,
they
people,
look
people,
crazy.
people, including myself, was happy about what Jameis did, but he did it against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
He did what he was supposed to do.
He did. He did. You're right.
That one in the job.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're right.
But
You're right.
yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, Tampa Bay will probably demolish Dallas.
Easily.
Me being a Washington fan, I ain't shedding no tears. But I just this thing about the Jerry Jones and the whole Dallas Cowboys.
My boy Jerry said he will do anything to win a Super Bowl.
Did you see him crying on Hard Knocks?
Was that episode?
Oh, Hard Knocks started already?
Yeah.
You missed like 3 episodes.
It's almost over.
I ain't watched Hard Knocks since the Rams. So that was
Right.
2 seasons ago,
No.
last year.
It's
They
pretty-
did a double.
I ain't like it's pretty boring.
Last
but,
year?
Last year was the Chargers, wasn't it?
Both
They did
is
both.
Rams.
They did both.
Chargers, yeah.
That's the last time I watched.
It's
Oh,
pretty.
okay.
It's pretty boring.
Yeah, it's not as great
Yeah.
as it is because it's kind of more stuck on the glory. of
Greatest Hard
Dallas
Knocks
Cowboys. The first one,
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah,
That first season was pretty dope.
yeah.
Yeah, Ravens was tough.
Which
The Bengals
one-
one was all right too.
Bengals
Yeah,
one was good. Yeah, I like the Bengals one.
Which one?
Because Chad was still
Which
there.
one y'all think was the most trash?
When they went to NFL Network, I think with that year they went to NFL
Well, you
Network.
said they couldn't cuss and
Yeah, it was the Chiefs and I think they did Chiefs and Jaguars. One.
Garbage.
Yeah.
No, the Jags was. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
They was
they
because
did
that
it
was
for
the
2
Byron
seasons.
Leftwich
Right.
rookie season.
Garbage.
They did it for 2 seasons
was a
on
waste.
NFL Network, and
It was a
then
waste
it went
of
back to HBO.
Yeah.
I wanted the uncut stuff.
Do y'all? I know this ain't our pick'em segment, but who y'all think gonna make it back to the Super Bowl
Back to the Super Bowl.
or make it to the Super Bowl?
Make it to the Super Bowl early.
I don't
early
think
Super
I
Bowl
don't think the
predictions?
Bucs gonna make it again. And I'm not saying that because I'm a hater right now.
It sounds like
it's just tough. No, it's tough.
tough to repeat,
getting
bro.
back.
It's tough to get back.
Absolutely.
It's tough to repeat.
It's one of the hardest things in sports to get back to the Super
I don't
Bowl.
know. I typically don't like to make my NFL predictions for at least the first 4 weeks.
We got to make it way too early.
I mean, way too early prediction. If I had to say a way too early prediction, barring injury, I don't see how the Bucs can't get back.
I agree. Way too early. Barring injury, they have one of the easiest schedules.
Y'all ready for my conspiracy theory?
Go ahead, man. They want Tom Brady in it
Saints?
again.
No,
You think it's gonna be the same?
they want Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. Think about it. All this drama in the past during the offseason was all about Aaron Rodgers and whether he's gonna come back and play. They finally weaseled him back in there to play one more year with the Packers. Packers going to the Super Bowl. And don't be surprised if they play the Browns.
Nah,
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Don't be surprised.
Let
As
me
you
check-
said, the Steelers
On paper, the Browns got the best
Let me
roster in football.
Let me
Patrick Mahomes must be left the country.
No, I'm just
Must have
saying.
left
let
the
me
country.
challenge what
I'm
you.
just saying.
Let me rebuttal that.
They was
So-
close to beating them last year in the playoffs.
So you said if I was into conspiracy theories, your Aaron Rodgers is very intriguing.
It's a hell of a story.
Right. So give me your point of the Cleveland Browns. What's the benefit in that?
Because think about the last couple of years, how much they've been talking up the Cleveland Browns.
Baker and
What kind of that would be a hell of a story for this team to be in the cellar for 50 years. And now finally they have thrust back into the Super Bowl. Like they've been talking it up already. Talking about how, like I said, on paper, they're the best roster in football.
that sound like some
Okay.
Tupac.
So
conspiracy.
wouldn't that not be a hell of a story?
Yeah, you got
For the
two.
Browns to be,
NFL
like I said,
Blue Bloods.
they've been trash for 50 years.
It
They're
would,
back in the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is his last swan song
It
in a
would-
sense with the Packers.
it would be a hell of a story.
Hell of a story.
Nobody want to see the fucking Cleveland Browns. in the
Absolutely
goddamn
not.
playoffs.
You don't think that Cleveland Browns with the healthy Odell gonna look really with Odell, Nick Chubb? They're gonna
Jarvis.
look really good on offense,
So
dog.
you tell me they'd rather have the Browns over the Chiefs, over the Bills,
right,
over the Ravens,
right. I think
It's a
Jacksonville.
better story.
over the
dog.
Steelers.
None of them are better stories than the Browns.
The Steelers is not a
Jacksonville?
better story.
No, the
But
Steelers.
Jacksonville got a
Jacksonville
chance
ain't got a
to
chance.
hell.
to hell.
Steelers have won recently. They've won in the last.
Jacksonville have
No,
a-
but as far
the
as
Tennessee
story-
Titans?
Yeah,
No.
story would be awesome.
All the moves the Tennessee Titans made over the
The
offseason.
story's not gonna be as good. The story they're not gonna sell. They will sell more tickets with the Browns going than anybody else.
If you do, that's a good one, Tennessee, because they Atlanta pushed him out the back door. He goes to a whole new system.
Nobody gives a shit about that.
Derrick
The
Henry.
country as
Derrick
a
Henry.
the country as a whole will be more intrigued by the Browns finally making it back to the Super Bowl than any of them teams y'all
to
named.
the Super Bowl. They never made it.
Right.
Wow.
Think about how
They gotta get out the first round.
Yeah.
As
They
long
gotta get out
as
their
long as
division
Patrick
first.
Mahomes is in Kansas
they
City.
gave the Chiefs a game last year.
As long as Patrick Mahomes is in Kansas City and Josh Allen is in Buffalo, ain't no way in the
Tell
hell
you,
they're
man,
gonna push the
the
Browns.
story,
over any of that.
the story. Y'all gotta think about the story.
They will push the New York Jets making the Super Bowl over the fucking Cleveland Browns.
Give it about 5 years, and that'll be my new conspiracy theory. The Jets finally made the Super Bowl, but the Browns, I'm telling you, is a better story than any of those other teams that you named. They will sell way more tickets.
The Browns is not a better story than the Bills.
The Bills is also a good story.
COVID.
It's a good story.
Cole Beasley. Your boy Isaiah McKenzie having to spend $14,000 to realize he need to go ahead and get this vaccine.
He needed his ass kicked
They
for
never
that,
got
by the
a
way.
title. They always
Never had a title.
Always went to. They haven't had a good quarterback.
Sounds
since
great.
They have a quarterback.
Sounds great.
Way better. You
sounds great.
You will rather see Josh Allen and fucking Baker Mayfield in the Super Bowl.
All that y'all saying sounds fantastic. It does. The Bills, however, went to 4 straight Super Bowls. The Browns, it's never gone.
Can you imagine if Baker Mayfield makes it to media day at Super Bowl?
Oh my God!
It would be probably more annoying than anything else you've ever seen. However, it will also sell tickets.
Yeah, it will.
And that's what the NFL is about.
So?
They're about making money, bro.
Yeah, because all of Cleveland, Ohio is going to LA.
Everybody from Cleveland is going to be in that stadium. They're going to sell half of them tickets to Brown. You don't think that the NFL wants to see the dog pound at the Super Bowl
over the Chargers?
Yes,
they moved from San Diego.
Nobody care about that yet.
Chargers
they don't care about that yet.
Josh Herbert,
bro, that's not selling as many tickets as the
LA
Browns
in
are.
LA.
Think about the Browns versus Aaron Rodgers.
Kyler Murray in Arizona.
Aaron Rodgers comes back home to win the Super Bowl his last year.
Aaron Rodgers.
Because they're going to win. If that scenario plays out, the Packers will win because Aaron Rodgers come back to California to win a Super Bowl his last year in Green Bay.
They got to play the Bucks. They got to play the Washington football team.
Probably the Saints.
No, the Saints. If they're playing the NFC South, they're gonna play all the division winners. So they're gonna play the Rams. Did the Rams win the division last year?
No. Seattle.
So they're gonna play Seattle. They're gonna play the Bucks.
No, the Rams are gonna win it.
They're
This
gonna watch
year.
the football team.
You sure?
Yeah, I think the Rams will win over Seattle. Seattle's in disarray.
So you're contradicting your own story. Then, so if you saying the Browns, we talking about your initial conspiracy theory was the Packers are gonna go to the Super Bowl.
Yes,
and now you saying the Rams are gonna.
No,
we're gonna have Rams Packer in the NFC Championship.
No. I think the Bucks will make it back to the championship, to the NFC Championship.
You just won't win,
but they will lose to Aaron Rodgers because the story is nobody's gonna give a shit if Tom Brady goes and try to win an 8th Super Bowl.
This 46-year-old, 44.
That story 45.
Yeah,
Right.
That story is getting old. Nobody wants to see that shit anymore. It's getting old.
No, they want to see if he can keep playing.
If he can keep going.
See, and
are you really gonna? I know you will, but I mean, is half of the country really gonna have a boner for Tom Brady?
Yes,
going
they
again?
had one last year.
Not as much as they will. They won't sell as many tickets. Is it unless if the Bucks go, then they will. If Aaron Rodgers.
So
goes.
we got a back-to-back.
It's in California.
So what? Tom Brady's from California too.
No one cares. No one's gonna care about Tom Brady winning another Super Bowl.
So Tom Brady has a chance to go to the Super Bowl and arguably cement his legacy as the best NFL quarterback.
He already done that
to ever live. Okay, some people still doubt it though.
He's the winningest, not the best.
See, winning.
Well, yeah, and I agree with you.
Winningest.
Not the best.
Not the best NFL.
He's not the best.
He's not the best.
Skill wise, he's not the best. He's the winningest.
Winningest.
Skill wise, he's not the best.
Not the best.
Get over it. He ain't the best skill wise.
Who is playing at?
So if
I don't care about how long he's played.
But you have to factor that in.
I don't give a shit about how long he's played. No, because rules have changed, so he can play this long.
Let me ask y'all a question. If the Bucks get back and win this last,
he started in 1999. What you talking about? The rules have changed.
I don't give a shit.
So he was winning championships when he got to the Bucks.
The rules.
As a Bucks fan, I can recognize that Tom Brady coming down to Tampa Bay and winning the championship is one of the greatest accomplishments I've ever seen somebody in football do. What? Switching teams, switching conferences, switching teams, coming down, taking over a team, and taking them to the Super Bowl and winning.
That was one of the greatest feats I've ever seen.
And as a Buccaneers fan, yes.
With no
COVID,
with no preseason, no camp, no.
And this is not my Buccaneers colored rose glasses that I have on. But if Tom Brady goes to the Super Bowl and wins another championship, he's not the greatest NFL quarterback to ever live.
He's the winningest.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Not
skill set. It
don't matter. Quarterback is quarterback.
Yeah, but he's not the greatest to me.
He's still not the greatest.
Who would y'all say?
Dynamite Dan Marino, number 13.
Dan Marino ain't win shit. You gonna take Tom Brady?
I'm talking about quarterback skills.
Hold on. Whoa. So the skill set, there's a skill set that's involved in having to lead a team to championships, multiple championships.
Dan Marino didn't play defense.
I don't give Tom Brady didn't play defense.
No, but it was different. It was a different
I'm
era.
I'm tired of people giving quarterbacks way too much credit for winning games.
Okay, so
He wouldn't be saying that shit if he didn't wear that Buccaneer uniform. If he was still in a Patriot uniform, he wouldn't be arguing like
who I wouldn't. Tom Brady.
You
There's an
wouldn't be
argument
arguing that
before
hard if
Tom
you
Brady
wouldn't-
came
if
to
he
the
didn't
Bucks.
come
There
down here.
before Tom Brady came to the Bucks, there's an argument to say he's the best, the greatest NFL quarterback to ever play the game.
So skill set wise,
Fuck skill set wise, all that shit is fucking involved. What you talking about?
but-
Y'all come with this dumbass skill set and
but this is what we talking about here.
He heated, man.
Ain't he warm over Tom Brady? God damn. So
because y'all want to keep throwing skill set in this shit, like the other parts of the game don't contribute
I know,
to somebody
I'm
being.
giving it
I
to
never
you.
said he was the greatest NFL player of all time. Quarterback, you can't get this man. He's gonna have the numbers. He's got the championships. He's not the greatest NFL quarterback of all time. If he takes the Bucks to another Super Bowl, he is not the greatest NFL quarterback of all time.
So if he takes them, he gets all the credit for them going.
Nobody gets all the. I'm just saying it as a quarterback, because the quarterbacks get all the blame and all the success.
Not
So-
Tom Brady.
Well, I tweeted.
Not Tom Brady don't get the blame now.
Hey, I'm gonna be real.
Well, his last year in New England, he didn't get the blame. The blame was they didn't have enough.
I'm gonna be
people
real.
around.
This last Super Bowl run that the Bucks went on, that was because of that defense.
I understand that.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
I don't know. I understand that.
They don't win. They don't run. They don't make that playoff run without that
Ronald
defense.
Jones and Leonard Fournette don't run the ball like they do, and that defense ain't playing like they
100%.
playing.
They don't
And
win
the
none of
offensive
them
line ain't
games.
holding up like they're holding up. They don't win that championship. But as a quarterback, we strictly talking about quarterback. We ain't talking about shit else. We ain't talking about a defense. We ain't talking about running backs. We're not talking about wide receivers. We're talking about the quarterback. If Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl, y'all telling me he's not the greatest quarterback.
Not-
NFL
Okay,
quarterback.
so to get to
Are you finna say no?
what I'm finna say
Are you finna
is
tell me no?
what I'm finna
Because if
tell
you
you
finna
is-
tell me no, you can kiss my ass.
I'm gonna kiss your ass because I'm gonna tell you no.
Bye.
But what I'm gonna tell you is based on what you
Bye.
just said. If we take everything
Bye.
away,
no.
if we take everything
Bye.
away, if you take away the defense, take away the running, all of that stuff, other stuff, we can't give him credit for all
You can't
these
give
for all
anybody
these big
credit,
wins.
But when it comes to somebody who has to, when you have to have somebody play the fucking position. So if
Yeah.
he wins championships, I'm done.
If he, see,
Y'all right,
look,
dog.
look,
You got
if
hey,
he
cuz,
wins.
hey, I learned in my 43 years on this planet. I ain't gonna keep going back and forth with nobody.
But look,
Y'all got it, dog. You right.
If y'all look at it like this, like I said, we don't have last year was a pandemic year. We don't have an off season. We don't have a camp. And for this man to switch conferences, switch systems with the same. Wait, hold on. Wait.
You can't say switch systems.
No,
Okay. Well, hold on. Wait.
No.
Wait. Let me.
Hey man, why you
They-
over there doing? Hand me some paper towels right there.
They
You
catered the
sweating and
system.
shit.
We catered the system to him. I agree because he went ahead and just took it over. But everything else I said, y'all can't invalidate that. The fact that we
Appreciate it, bro.
no camp,
I don't.
Switch conferences,
Okay, that's-
you've been in the
I
same.
Nephew, that's
understand that,
great.
nephew.
I don't. What I don't understand is how we cannot have a discussion about just skill set. Period. Just skill set.
If
Y'all are giving him way.
I ain't saying
But y'all are giving him all
What
the
of his-
credit in the
what
world.
are his numbers? What are his numbers? Is he in the top 5 in statistically? Because you brought up Dan Marino.
He played 20 years. He should
Okay,
be.
so
Yeah.
that has to count for something. Is
does.
Darryl Green not one of the best NFL quarterbacks to ever play?
Yeah, not because he played long, because he was.
Exactly. So Tom
But-
Brady's longevity is not it
But Tom-
plays a part,
Tom
but it's
longev-
not the whole. It's not the entire.
It's not the
picture.
entire picture, but what I'm saying is to you is, and this is just from what I see. Tom Brady is a very good quarterback,
Very good.
but if it's 2 minutes left in the game to save my life, and I need to pick a quarterback to do it and get it down and get it,
I'm not picking him. I'm not picking Tom
in
Brady.
his prime.
Even in his prime.
I'm not picking Tom Brady.
Tom Brady has been, like y'all said, he came down here and switched conference and all that. That's great. But Tom Brady came down here to a team that was fucking ready already.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll give you
Jameis
that.
Winston just wasn't ready yet.
They were loaded,
Then he
and
comes
then
down
they
get-
loaded him even more when he got here.
I
Name the
would agree
offensive
with
lineman
that.
y'all drafted for Jameis Winston.
I would agree.
They
None.
drafted Donovan Smith. Who knew that he would have been a bust, but they drafted him.
Okay, they drafted. Was he a first round draft pick? No.
Yeah.
Second round.
He was trash.
He was trash.
Second round, but
Y'all went up. But when Tom Brady gets
you
to
get
town,
drafted in the first 2 rounds, you are expected to be a contributor early on in
that's
your
true.
career.
But
Yeah.
Tom Brady gets to town, you go get a left tackle first round.
Top 10.
Because they fucking needed him.
They needed him with
You
James.
needed him with Jameis.
They did.
And then Tom Brady comes down and handpicks who he wants on the team.
Okay.
He brought it because him and Bruce Arians was clashing at first.
So
they dumped his system and bring Tom Brady's system in.
So when you won as many championships as Tom Brady, does that not give you like Michael Jordan some caveat
you
to come in and make? Thank you.
You get that.
It does.
But I'm saying, but you making it seem like he did something. So, oh my God,
I'm not. That's not exact. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we're talking about quarterback. Now I feel like Allen Iverson. I was watching Ted Lasso the other day. I don't know if y'all watched Ted Lasso. Great show.
I need to get into Ted
You need
Lasso.
to get into fucking great
started
show.
watching it.
It's a great fucking show. Anyway,
it's hilarious.
we're talking about quarterback. We ain't talking about shit else. We're talking about quarterback. Put all that other stuff aside. It is a team sport, yes. But when we talk about somebody who has to play that position, who has to lead a team, because the quarterback is the leader. If you have a great quarterback in the NFL, you will go far. Bills, go far. Ravens, going far. Chiefs, going far. Rams just traded for
Stafford.
Matt Stafford, because they didn't have that guy. They felt in Jared Goff. So everybody's searching for a quarterback. So as a quarterback, what Tom Brady has done in his career, even in New England, amongst all the changes, how many he brought in? Randy Moss. He had Deion Branch. He had Antonio Brown. He had all these parts kept moving around him, but consistently he won year in and year out.
AB was there for like 5 minutes.
I'm cool, whatever.
I get your point.
Whatever.
I'm not taking that from him at all.
So okay, so
I'm not taking that from him at all.
But you're not taking it from him. So I said he's not one of the greatest quarterbacks when you look at his statistics.
No, you just
changed up.
You just changed up.
You said one of the greatest.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You said he was the greatest.
I apologize. You're right. Let me correct myself. Yeah. He is not the greatest NFL quarterback of all time.
No.
Okay, that's your opinion.
He's the winningest. He's the winningest quarterback. Absolutely. Skill set. Like Slow said, he is not better. I can give you 3 or 4, maybe 5 better than him.
No, fuck that, CJ. Hold on. If Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl, he is. And I will stand on. He's the greatest NFL quarterback of all time.
To you,
yes.
Okay.
But let me ask y'all this: why do y'all think that outside of Tom, I hear Montana? Why do y'all feel like Montana gets thrown out there?
Because he got 4 Super Bowls.
He got the jewelry, the numbers.
It's not just about the jury. Because to me. I think quarterbacks get too much credit for Super Bowl wins, and they get too much blame when they don't win. Okay, let's say that first and foremost, because people talk a lot of shit about Cam when they lost to the Broncos. Cam couldn't beat them by himself.
Right.
Okay, and just like I feel like Tom Brady got 7 Super Bowls, he did not beat 7 teams by himself. He didn't.
Well, the first 3 was their defense.
He didn't beat 7 teams by himself.
That was their defense.
Like I said, quarterbacks get way too much credit and too much blame, first and foremost. Okay, so when we talk about he won, no, those teams that he was on won. Okay, just like Joe Montana. Joe Montana was a great quarterback. Phenomenal numbers.
Right.
He also had a Hall of Fame receiver. Should be a Hall of Fame running back with Roger Craig. He ain't got voted in. Right. Tom Rathman was a hell of a tight end.
Hell of a defense.
John Taylor was a hell of a receiver on the other side.
Was Clark a Hall of Fame?
Defense was ridiculous. Okay. So Joe Montana didn't win no Super Bowls by himself. Could Joe Montana put the ball wherever he wanted to? Absolutely. Whenever he felt like it, he could.
Coach Walsh gave him the system.
Right. It was a short drop.
Same thing with Dan Marino. Dan Marino could put that ball wherever he wanted to. He had the ball on the string whenever he felt like it. Drew Brees had the ball on the string. When his arm was strong, he can put the ball wherever he wanted to.
And Dan's heyday, did they run the West Coast? Or what kind
No, they was downfield.
Oh, okay.
Dan Fouts and Dan Marino, two best quarterbacks I ever seen.
I'm gonna tell you somebody that I know personally who played with both Drew Brees and Tom Brady. God bless the dead Riche Caldwell. Riche told me one day, he said, and I think he was there when he had that conversation. We were talking about Tom Brady. He said Tom Brady throws one of the ugliest balls he's ever caught. He said Drew Brees' ball would be on a string. It was perfection.
I believe it.
He said Tom Brady threw some of the ugliest balls in practice you've ever seen. When we talk about skill, the reason why I'm talking so much about skill sets, there's a reason why Tom Brady was still on the board in the 5th round. Because his skills were not jumping off the board at nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if I was to say skills, like we talking about skill set wise, no. Tom Brady is not the greatest quarterback in NFL history as far as skill is concerned. Because I'll take Peyton Manning over him. I'll take Dan Marino over him.
I'll take Aaron Rodgers over him.
I'll take Aaron Rodgers over him.
It seems like y'all point is just coming from sheer ability.
Yeah, that's all.
Ability, period.
That's all. I'm not taking nothing else away from.
Would I take somebody else's The only other mind that I would take over Tom's was Peyton Manning.
So put it this way, B. If you had to pick a quarterback right now to start your franchise, you picking Tom Brady
Over all the other quarterbacks ever.
Ever playing.
Is age a factor?
No. They everybody coming out the same time. Everybody coming out of college.
Coming out at the same time.
You got your pick of the litter.
You to start your team off, are you picking Tom Brady? You thinking too damn long. So how in the fuck is he the greatest ever?
Because you have to include everything that was done. Like you said, drafted in the 6th round. To come from the 6th fucking round and to win as many championships as you have, to put up the numbers that you did, that doesn't count for anything. See, when I say the greatest quarterback or the greatest of anything, for me, it encompasses everything. It just does not encompass skill set. It encompasses leadership ability. It encompasses skill set. Riche may have said, God bless the dead, that he threw the ugliest ball ever. But this man's got so many championships, and he has the stats to back it up, and he has the longevity, and he has the leadership quality. You to be doing it this long and at this level for this long, you have to have something.
Yeah, I think you're losing us, bro. We're not taking none of that from him.
No. But y'all,
we ain't taking that from him. I'm just saying
it's an opinion. It's an opinion.
I'm just saying,
and in my opinion, if Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl, he will be, in my opinion, the greatest NFL
he should
quarterback
be
ever.
already the greatest then. Why you gotta win another one?
Because like you said, like we all talked about, if he didn't have the defense, it's a team sport.
So he's still gonna have the defense this year.
Okay, but you do it too. If you do it back to back at his age, and as long as he's been doing it, how can you not have the argument? How can you knock the argument down saying he's not one of the greatest? He's not the greatest quarterback of all time.
He's in the argument. So I ain't taking that away from him.
So are you starting your team with Tom Brady? If you got to pick of the litter, right?
If I got to pick of a litter, knowing how their NFL career is panning out.
Nope. No one off skill set.
That question is also tricky.
It is a tricky question.
That's why I don't be like answering.
So knowing what you know now,
knowing what I know now,
you're gonna take Tom Brady over everybody.
I'm gonna probably take Patrick Mahomes.
Nah,
I don't know if I'm ready to take him.
You put Patrick Mahomes on the Bucs, they win the Super Bowl.
No.
Yeah,
they
no.
Don't.
Wow. Oh, T. Brother.
Show's over.
I can't.
Show's over.
I can't get with you on that one, brother.
Show's over.
Get with you on that one. Hey, man. A lot of stuff I agree.
Cut the cameras. The show is over.
But look, let me ask y'all this.
You lost your damn mind. This nigga said
Josh Allen over or Tom Brady. I'm probably gonna take Tom Brady
over Josh Allen. Of course.
I told you
Josh Allen ain't did shit yet.
We was watching
Tom Brady over Steve McNair.
In college, no.
Hell no.
NFL?
Ed McNair was lighting that bitch up.
NFL, maybe.
Tom Brady over Peyton Manning?
No.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, I'm taking Tom Brady over Peyton Manning.
You can have him. I'm not taking him.
Okay.
I ain't taking Tom Brady.
Skill sets are very similar.
No.
They're both slow and can't move.
But Peyton's arm was a lot stronger than Tom's. A lot stronger.
Who won more championships?
Here we go back to the championship.
Right.
Again.
Because that's all that.
If that's your barometer, then yeah, that's all. We can't talk about nobody but Tom.
But it's not just my.
That's not the skill set over Tom. Easy.
All day.
That's not my only barometer. That's what I'm saying. Like
the IQ, everything.
To lead a team, he can't be horrible. He can't be out there shot putting it like Tim Tebow. He has to have some kind of skill set to last this long and to do what he's done.
He has a good skill set.
Okay.
He does.
He ain't out there firing around like Dan Marino.
But he's not Dan. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Peyton Manning. He's not even Drew Brees, in my opinion. Arm-wise, he's not.
Okay.
Drew Brees got more touchdowns, more yards.
Last question. Tom Brady is, like we say, got all these accomplishments. But we've got to admit that Tom Brady has been put in the best situation as a quarterback. He had a franchise up in New England that was great. A1, and then he came down here and built his own damn franchise.
When he walked in New England,
when he walked in New England, they were pretty damn good.
Because people forget Drew Bledsoe the one led them to the playoffs.
Yeah,
Tom Brady
took them to the Super Bowl.
He just had got that contract. Bledsoe had just got that deal.
So and then Brady comes in, whatever. Bill Belichick as a coach, and the whole organization.
They had a good defense.
They had a great defense.
Beginning.
So he's been in great situations. Would Tom Brady still win in New England right now if he stayed there?
Yes.
You think they would have?
So he would take the Patriots to the Super Bowl.
I don't know about to the Super Bowl, but would he win? Would he take him to the playoffs? Would he be?
Oh yeah, he's gonna take him to the
You mean
playoffs.
winning
Yeah,
a title?
okay.
You mean winning a title?
Winning a
Winning a
title?
title.
No.
We don't know.
With the AFC
No.
East, right? That's right now with Buffalo and Miami. He's coming out of there with New England. He's gonna come out of the AFC East with New England, with Buffalo playing the way they are and Miami playing the way they are.
Miami ain't shit. That Miami won 10 games last year. That's great, wonderful. They did. They had a hell of a
I
year.
agree with you. I don't think Miami. did
Miami's
yet,
not
but
even a
Buffalo
factor.
did.
But I'm just saying-
Buffalo, maybe that's a toss up.
Jets is trash.
But then that brings up another
Jets ain't
point. He
in the
was
conversation.
in one of the worst divisions in
And
football.
forever.
he ran it for 20 years. They wanted.
He did what he's supposed to do.
No, I'm not taking that.
Oh,
We ain't taking away from him, but I'm saying,
just
that
saying,
helped a little
when
bit.
you
The
get
fact that
all
he was
that
in the worst
lined up-
division in football, that helped a
You
little
still,
bit.
but you still, when you get to the playoffs, you still got to go through the playoffs.
That's true.
What, that's 8 games a year already?
Yeah, book them. They will always lose one in Miami for some reason.
Yeah.
But
Randomly.
early
Yeah.
on, those teams weren't always, because it was like 3 years. Those Jets teams were giving them fits.
Couple years,
The Bills,
They
they were kind of floundering.
They ain't
Yeah.
been shit.
But Miami, the late 90s, early 2000 Miami teams and those mid 2000 Jets teams, it wasn't just Tom Brady and the other.
Nah, but wasn't nobody picking them to beat the Patriots at the
No.
time. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was. No,
But-
the Jets gave them a scare a couple years with Mark Sanchez, but nobody was picking them to beat the
Who
Patriots.
was running it before that Tuck rule game? Who was running that division?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Dolphins were.
Because Marino was still
The Dan
playing.
was still around.
Dynamite Dan was still around.
Which another thing, the Tuck rule. They shouldn't even made it to the Super Bowl that year over that damn Tuck rule.
Because it was them in Buffalo, Jim Kelly, the K-Gun, and all them. They was going back.
That's
New
why.
England
That's
was
why
running-
Marino could never get out of that division, because he was playing against the K Gun,
and they
in
had
Buffalo.
no defense.
No.
They were the Oklahoma.
And the Bills was running shit.
Right.
It was. It wasn't even comparable.
You want to see a game? Watch Buffalo play against Miami.
Yeah.
The score gonna be 50-49.
Yeah. One of the greatest games I ever
Low
watched.
basketball.
Yeah.
One of the greatest games I
Whoever
ever
got the
watched
ball
was
last
was
week.
when Houston went up 35-3 on Buffalo. And Buffalo, Frank Wright came roaring all the way back to beat their ass. That was one of the best games I ever
I
watched.
don't know who that is.
This is the last thing
Frank
I'll
Wright,
say.
he's the coach of the Colts.
Oh, okay.
Head coach.
He used to be Jim Kelly's backup in Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna just say this is the last thing I'm gonna say this. So I understand what y'all saying, and we all have it's an opinion. And in my opinion, you have to encompass everything, not just skill set, but leadership abilities, decision making. That's the reason why Jameis was out of there, because he made the decisions he made as far as where he was throwing the ball.
Don't point at me and laugh, nigga.
I mean, you can't. I mean, you.
That was Bruce Arians' fault.
Oh God.
Bruce Arians got
we
take.
can say that for another.
Bruce got to take some responsibility for Jameis throwing 30 picks. I'm just saying.
Keep going.
I mean, I understand that.
He got to take
but
some responsibility.
I mean, I understand that.
He
I
has.
understand that.
That's why we
I-
got the
I
ring
understand
now.
it, but
So we took a
just
lot
for
of-
me, Tom
He
Brady.
didn't get that ring because of Bruce, dog.
Tom Brady, if he can take them to another Super Bowl, will be the greatest quarterback, in my opinion.
Todd got that ring,
That I've
not
ever seen.
Bruce. But anyway,
Okay.
my bad, dog. I ain't
Well,
even talking about it.
this has been a long ass segment.
That should
But,
wrap up our NFL preview.
I was gonna touch on J. Boo winning the job as Saints, but
He was
that's
supposed to
gonna,
win that one.
yeah, but
He
that's gonna
was.
lead us down.
It's another
That's all right,
conversation.
because I'm gonna jump on it. We're gonna go down that hole real quick. We're gonna give
That was
Jameis,
low hanging fruit.
we're gonna
He
give
was
Jameis
on-
some respect right here on this podcast today. Jameis needs more respect than he's gotten.
I'm
Like I
not
said,
going.
Bruce got to take some responsibility for Jameis throwing them 30 picks. But people talk so much about them 30 picks. Jameis also threw 5,100 yards.
100%.
One of 8 quarterbacks to do that ever.
Yeah.
And he also threw 33 touchdowns.
Guess whose name ain't on that list?
Mind you, Jameis, the only other quarterback,
Cam on there.
the only other quarterback,
Not
no, he's
Five
not.
Reeds.
the only other quarterback
4,000.
to have 120 plus touchdowns before turning 26 is who?
J. Boo.
Jay Boo, and who else?
Oh, before 26.
Before the age of 26, Dan Marino.
Dan Marino, Dynamite Dan.
The only 2 quarterbacks to throw for 120 plus touchdowns before they turn 26 is Jameis and Dan Marino.
Jameis Winston is always my quarterback because he did what he did with our boys. And I seen somebody break it down that year when he threw the 30 picks, that they went back and they looked at the interviews and they looked at the film.
Yeah.
And basically, Jameis should have thrown about at the most 20.
20. Now think if
20
he,
interceptions.
think if he threw 20.
If he throw 20 interceptions, he's still
That's
with
one
the
of the-
Bucks.
We'll
If he
bring our
throw,
team.
if he throws 20, that's arguably one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen.
Because between Bruce Arians admitting that no, Jameis didn't, that wasn't his fault,
And I told him to keep throwing.
and the film or who because they had some 4 or 5 of his interceptions were tip passes.
Right.
You know how many times he was sacked that year? 47. I looked up the other day.
Yeah.
He was sacked 47 times that season.
Look, man, he was put in a situation with the Buccaneers, and they never really put anything around it.
And then when time came available, they hung him out to dry.
Wouldn't
They
you?
threw him in the.
Wouldn't you? This
No.
Tom Brady we talking about.
I wouldn't. If it's me, I wouldn't.
We wouldn't have a title if we didn't make
I don't
that
give a fuck
move.
about that title.
You would have had to.
I'm not gonna throw away a 25, 26-year-old quarterback for a 43-year-old dude. I'm not gonna do it.
So
I mean that's on the coach's decision. He felt
It
like
is.
he couldn't.
That was a franchise decision.
Yeah, it wasn't Bruce's
Let
decision.
me ask you this now. So you're with the Saints now.
Nope.
Talking about
I'm not with the Saints. Get on your microphone.
No, I'm saying him.
He's with the Saints. Yeah.
He's with the Saints now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you expect from him now?
I'm not expecting a whole lot because he's been out for a year. You know what I'm saying?
And he's still on a 1 year.
He's still on a 1 year deal. I give Jameis 4,000 yards. This is a passing league, so he's gonna get 35, 4,000 yards.
If it doesn't,
I'll give him 20-something touchdowns.
If it don't work,
maybe
in New Orleans,
high teens, 20 interceptions, maybe. But if it don't work out in New Orleans, Jameis still deserves an opportunity to play somewhere. I don't believe there's 32 quarterbacks better than Jameis in the NFL.
As a starter, after this,
there ain't 32 quarterbacks better than Jameis in the NFL.
But the thing is, the key word is deserve. Now, will it happen? We don't know.
It's a different story.
Because that'll take us down another
rabbit hole.
I mean, if he goes out and plays well this season for the Saints, they're gonna give him another contract. They give him another 2-3
What other choice they got?
Yeah. No,
unless
really.
they're gonna draft somebody.
Really.
They have no other choice.
If Sean Payton decides to leave, then whoever comes in may not want James as their quarterback.
Right. But I don't see Sean Payton leaving anytime
But
soon.
Jameis given, and that's why I go back to them first years when they had Doug Martin running the ball. When Jameis was had a running game and a defense,
Jameis
going all the way back to Florida State, Jameis would be one of the
he
best
was in the Pro Bowl.
He's one of the best quarterbacks ever. So I'd never take that never take anything away from him with that. And the Bucs did air him out to dry. To do that. And like you said, I do think that was a franchise decision because they saw them numbers declining.
Right.
They saw them people talking shit about Jameis. Tom Brady becomes available. This is a way to put more butts in the seats.
Right.
Yep.
But unfortunately, COVID came. They didn't get to see those.
They didn't get to see those numbers, but they won a championship, which is paying residuals. Because
Right.
you, as a season ticket holder, them season tickets, them already sold out, right?
Yeah. But we had an opportunity to roll over.
No, I'm saying you as a previous season ticket.
Oh
holder,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
You've been in games.
You've been in games when it was Gerald McCoy out there,
bad.
Yeah.
and it was horrible.
2-14. Yeah.
Right. So you've been out there.
Yeah, facts.
Now you were out there when there was no waiting list. You can get in and get season tickets.
Giving them
Walk
away.
in and sit wherever you want to.
There's a wait list now, isn't it?
Absolutely. I went to the preseason game when we played who's just played?
Y'all played Tennessee, right?
No,
that was in Tennessee for that. I'm talking about the Bengals.
Yes.
Oh.
I went to that one. Packed. And I know September 9th when we play Dallas for a real regular season.
And how many Bengals jerseys did you see in the stands?
Little to none.
And see, stark contrast to a couple of years ago, I went to a Thursday night color rush game. They played the Falcons. There was more Falcons fans in the stands than Bucs fans. And we had tickets sitting on the roof. And the Bucs ain't even got no damn roof.
Yeah.
And we was able to move down and sit wherever the hell we wanted to after the first quarter.
So getting rid of Jameis was an organizational decision.
Yeah. But I think Jameis gets a bad rap for them 30 picks. People helping on 30 picks. But like you said, if they take away tip balls and take away, where he's had to force plays. If Jameis throws 20 interceptions, that's arguably one of the greatest seasons
we'll play.
Right. Jameis doesn't throw 30 picks. He throws 20. That's 2 wins. At least 2 more wins.
Along with 33 touchdowns and 5,100 yards is arguably one of the greatest quarterback seasons we've ever seen.
Yeah, plus Jameis had no business throwing the ball 50 times a game.
No.
They couldn't run the ball.
While he was running for his life. Let's stop, dog. I'm gonna keep talking about Jameis.
We can get into it because I'm a Bucs fan. That hatred pisses me off. Like, you can't run the ball. You can't do none of that.
That was your boy. What was the coach?
Stop, man. Because I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get mad. We start.
Is that gonna do it for what the league reads?
Yeah, man.
Finally,
finally. Shit, it's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it.
We
Next.
Done. All right, y'all know what time it is. It's time for What You Own. And this is, of course, our music segment where we give you guys some classic albums pre-2005 to listen to. And as a courtesy to our guests, always we let them go first. So Guru, what you on this week? What's your classic album, brother?
I know I said a project in the group chat, but I switched it up at the last minute.
What?
No, you can't do that, man. No.
So I'm gonna go with
It better be good.
I'm gonna go with Tupac, Strictly for My Niggas.
I think
No, we didn't.
no, yeah, you good.
You good.
Nobody didn't do that one?
No, you
No,
not
okay,
yet.
okay.
See, that's why you
Not
put it
yet.
in the group chat so we can say yeah, nay if somebody did it already.
Yeah.
1993 had a bunch of hits on there. I Get Around. What else is on there? It's not one of his most sought out projects in the catalog, but it's pretty good. It was. I enjoy it.
That's one of the albums you was listening to this week. Because you said on Twitter you was on your 1993 shit.
Yeah, that Doggy Style, but
Super dope year.
Yeah, 93
Yeah.
was a good year, man.
93 was
And
dope.
It was.
the Woo.
Strictly for my
My
niggas
senior
was
year in high school.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic year. Holla If You Hear Me is another good song on there.
Right.
Was Brenda's Got a Baby on there?
No,
No,
that was on
first
the
That was
album.
on the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's mine.
Mine thing was Strictly Representing. That was my song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah,
That's one of them albums. Like everyone kind of has. Most groups have one like where it's a good album, but like the following album after that is just Chef's Kiss. Mwah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
That's when he came into his own.
like Me Against the World.
Yeah, that's his
That's
best.
his best Tupac album.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is. Me Against the World. It stacks up against anything else he put out.
Right.
In my opinion.
All Eyes is good, but
It ain't
All
Me
Eyes
Against-
is good
right.
for that point in time on what it is. Like
that Me
it's-
Against the World from top
Me
to
Against
bottom.
the World
Was,
though.
So
we completely getting off of Strictly for My Niggas that you
Right.
brought up
But-
anyway. But
it was a dope album.
it was.
Okay. So what? So you was listening to that all week long? Not all week, but it came
well,
up. In
every Saturday when I work, I do like an old school hip hop day, so that's what I decided to listen to. And like I said, I Get Around's on there. Represent 93, what you were saying.
Holla If You Hear Me.
So we're gonna
All
ask,
of you hear me struggling.
Keep your head up.
we're gonna ask this question. How old was you in 1993, bro?
Two.
Two. I had 2 holes in 1993.
Two.
I didn't have no less than 2 hoes.
Hey
in
man, don't
93.
feel bad because I came on here and I think Superfly was one of my albums and I wasn't even
He
born.
wasn't even born. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least you in the 80s, baby dog.
Yeah.
Great project. One last thing I want to say about this project. That was him kind of playing with different flows, and then by the time he got to the next project, he was all polished.
He had it down.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. He was going for Me Against the World. He was going. That was when he was going through his trial and stuff. And
Yeah.
he got shot. And he was getting ready to go to jail. So
And Ice Cube's on this project. Him and Ice T.
Mhm.
So yeah.
good stuff.
Okay, strictly for my nigga. That's what's up. Not good choice. Good choice. Which one of y'all want to go next?
I'll go.
All right.
I picked this album because it was a tribute because it finally was released on streaming. That something I've been looking for forever. One of her, well, not one, her greatest album, and that's Aaliyah, 1 in a Million.
Woo!
Um,
When I tell you, when that video came out for 1 in a Million, I officially fell in love.
yeah.
I wanted to fight Genuine because he was like a love interest in the
Love
video.
it, yeah.
Man, when I tell you, when that video came out,
I remember getting this album, and I was on the way to the A, like I usually be. On my way to the second home, and
Atlanta.
this cat with his trip to the A.
what? From 1 to I don't know how many she got on there. It was non-skip. It was,
Would y'all say that's her best?
yeah, it is her best.
In
In
hands
my
down.
opinion, yeah. Easy.
The first one was good, but when she came out with this one, this made her a superstar.
That's when she separated from R. Kelly and got
right.
with Missy and Timberland.
Yeah.
And that was just
She
it
got
was
with that
over.
Virginia
That was it.
crew.
It was
and
over.
It changed her career.
Yeah, it was over.
Side note, real quick.
Oh God. We ain't talking about this trial though.
No,
Okay.
well, a little.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Get into it. Get into it.
I was going, listen to 1 in a Million, and it goes into the first one, and that song "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number" is fucking creepy.
Terrible.
It's terrible.
It's terrible,
When you
dog.
think about what's going on now, And I was like, wow, this R. Kelly was on some shit when he wrote this.
So R. Kelly was just like, I'm gonna tell y'all, and I don't even care how y'all feel about it.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
I don't give a damn that she's
Damn.
15.
And a doubt ain't nothing but a thing.
I don't give a damn.
Real life.
That nigga was snitching on himself
Self.
and didn't care.
Because you know when the song when that song was released, we didn't even think. Well, I know I wasn't because my mind was.
I wasn't thinking about it. But even if
I
it
was
was,
just jamming to it. You know,
we talked about this before on the previous show. We all knew at that time in our lives in the early 90s, we all knew a dude in his 20s dating a teenager. We all knew him. Everybody did.
Oh,
For your time,
20-year-old
nephew.
Yeah,
20-year-old dating like a 17, like a high school
Oh, I thought
student.
you said a 10. I was like,
No, teenager.
oh, okay.
Teenager.
So they're like dudes that you grabbed that when you got to high school, they was a senior.
coming back.
I used to-
picture.
Yeah,
I used to
I
know a
get
dude
that.
that was 26 that was dating a 13-year-old.
Right.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's kind of
We-
wild.
I know several that I went to high school with that had girls. Like we was in high school and they had girls that was in junior high school.
Wow.
Yeah. And it just you know, I remember
Different times, bro. Different times.
one of her first.
kill somebody now, dog.
Now you need to go to prison.
Right.
But then in the early 90s, it was like,
One of her first interviews, man, was her and R. Kelly was with her, and they had on matching outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was like,
That's some old nigga shit right
yeah,
there.
I was like,
because he bought them outfits.
Yeah.
He bought them out.
and I was like, you know what, this is kind of weird.
Kind of weird.
And we tolerated that shit.
Yeah, we
man.
tolerated.
did.
As a
we
community,
did.
as a community, we condone that
We
shit.
did.
Because it's
How many-
2021. Now he's just going to trial. So
That's the crazy part about it. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's get back
but
on
that's
the
my
album.
that's my
That's your album, One in a Million.
1 in a million.
I love it.
Glad,
Like I said,
glad it is out on streaming and people can go check
Yes.
it out now. I know that's something that everybody's been wanting to get into. So,
Oh, yeah.
Chuck, what you on this week?
Me, man, I'm going back to 1998. I don't really have no grand story, but in my opinion, it's probably their second best album, second most complete album in my opinion, and it's Outkast Aquemini. I give ATLiens a slight edge as far as the most complete album.
I used to have arguments about that.
Yeah, man, we can argue
We
about
can
it all
argue
day
about it
long.
now. Yeah, we can argue about it now.
But Aquemini to me,
You think Equipment are better?
Hell no, the ATL.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
ATLiens is more complete.
Yeah, I'm ATLiens guy.
Hell.
ATLiens is more complete.
It's ATLiens, Aquemini, Southern Playalistic. Stand
Right.
on you.
We all on the same page.
Yeah, I'm
we all on
with
the
you
same
that.
page. We all on the same page.
Okay.
But Aquemini was
You ain't gonna have to sweat on this one.
but Aquemini was a good one for me. I loved Aquemini for a multitude of reasons. For one, when I first got it, the album cover got me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just the player and the poet. Like I love the album cover.
Those first three albums with the artistic album cover was
I said this, we had this conversation on Twitter a few weeks ago, but I don't think nobody had a better 3-album run than Outkast.
As a group.
As a group.
yeah.
There's not a better 3-album run than Southern Playalistic, ATLiens, and Aquemini. I'd put that up against anybody's 3-album run.
Yeah,
But anyway,
somebody come in and say Wu-Tang, and I'd be like,
No,
get
not
the fuck out of
Wu-Tang.
here with that shit.
somebody tried to say
I would say Run
Tribe.
DMC might be not Tribe.
No,
Tribe got 2.
Two.
The first one was this the next 2.
yeah.
That what Midnight Marauders and
Midnight Marauders and
Low End
Low End
Theory.
Theory.
Low End Theory.
Yeah. But
It's not better than these 3, bro.
No.
It's not. And Aquemini, even though, like I said, it didn't live quite up to ATLiens for me.
If we said 2, you got some contenders.
yeah, you got a lot of contenders.
You got a lot of
We
contenders.
got a lot of
for two.
contenders for 2.
Yeah.
But 3, in my opinion, I think Southern Playalistic, this is some more old shit we talking about. I think Southern Playalistic got 4.5 mics. ATLiens got 5. And Aquemini got 5.
Southern Playalistic sucks you in, and like, okay, I can dig this. This what's up.
Yeah.
This is some shit from the South they ain't really heard.
Mhm.
ATLiens is like, well, goddamn, these boys bringing it, and then Aquemini is like, they still bringing it.
Bring it,
Yes.
yeah.
See, to me,
That's
because
a
we're
good answer to a classic.
right, because I'm about the same age as Andre and Big Boy. I really feel like I lived those 3 albums the same way that they did.
Mm.
Southern Playlist was the high school years. You know what I'm saying? That was my
Yeah.
senior year in high school. It came out the summer of my senior year in high school.
Grown
So
ass man.
it was still that kind of vibe. 2 years later, ATLiens came out in 96. You know what I'm saying? It fit that time of my life in 96.
Yeah,
You
I
know
was
what
going
I'm
to Coast and Pal Eagles out in town and country.
saying? Right. 98.
Yeah, I was
98. Around that time, trying to finish school, or you are already done, or I
I was
already
still
left.
I was still in it because I'm 2 years behind you, so I was still in it.
I had left at that point, but it was still when they was kind of laid back. They was starting to lay back. Like on Return of the Gangster, Big Boy says, "Player don't want no trouble." And they just want to sit back with my gators off and watch my little girl blow bubbles. You know what I'm saying? That I was in '98. I was coming down. Well, kind of, but anyway,
Nah, you weren't coming down.
I really wasn't. But
You
anyway,
weren't coming down.
Well,
that fit.
I hear a lot of people say that's the first album's their best.
No.
They're not true Outkast fans.
No.
No.
That AT
Nah.
Aliens, no, that AT Aliens,
it's
bro.
dope, but
It's dope. It's good. It's real good.
But that AT Aliens,
The AT Aliens.
Well, let me ask y'all, where was the decline in their catalog? Where it started the Stankonia?
Idlewild, and we really not. That's really not.
Idlewild, we don't really count.
That's trash.
Idlewild, don't count.
It's good.
It was a soundtrack.
It's good,
It's
but
a
it was a soundtrack to a movie.
Right.
It was
a soundtrack to a crazy ass movie.
I tried to watch the video, super weird, and I was just like, nah, I'm not rolling.
Because then you think about it, they came right back after that
And dropped
Love Below the Speaker Box.
Right.
They sold 10 million copies.
And that was
and one
correct.
album of the year.
One
they
album of the
shouldn't
year.
have. I mean,
You think that was trash?
well, no, I'm saying the other
Speak Box, Love Below?
The other albums were better,
Album of the year before,
but they wasn't giving us no credit for those
You
albums
See, here's
at
the
the
problem
Grammys.
that I have with 3000. That does not count as a solo album. That's an Outkast project.
Yeah.
People try to force it in
No,
like a square through a circle. No, that's an Outkast album. They try to say that's his solo project.
no. That's
He
an
does
Outkast
not
album
have a
because
solo
they
album.
won Album of the Year
Together.
Together, yeah. It was a 2-disc album.
and the Dungeon Family didn't even do nothing on the album.
Well, they didn't do. They
stopped doing stuff.
They stopped doing stuff on the Quimini. Actually,
Quimini, yeah.
Quimini was when Outkast when they started producing their own stuff.
Right.
And then
Even your boys from Dungeon Film, from Organized Noise said in the
Rico.
documentary,
Yeah.
Rico said like at some point they Big and them said we started because they gave them that freedom to learn the business and learn how to do their own production. Where
Yeah.
they kind of Rico and all them other boys they didn't really do all that production.
and they felt some kind of way about that.
Right.
About Dre and Big Boy doing their own stuff.
Right.
They kind of felt some kind of way about that. But like I said, the Quimini still
UGK
it stacks up.
Outkast.
no
Okay.
Outkast
Outkast.
hands
And I love UGK to death. Outkast
that
all day
man
long.
is a UGK fan.
I love UGK to death. They're not better than Outkast.
Outkast
From
might be the
Return of the Gangster, Rosa Parks, Skewed on the Barbie, where they came like nobody would have thought that Raekwon and Outkast do a song together. Classic. Will never get old. The title song of Quimini, so hard.
bro.
I mean,
The
so
art-
hard.
The
I'm gonna have
art,
to
the
go- I'm gonna
art,
have to
the
go back
art
and
of
check that
storytelling,
out.
the art of storytelling.
One of the greatest songs ever written.
Spodioti Dope.
Spodioti.
Spodioti Double-Licious Angel. It wasn't even them niggas was just talking over a beat. And it's a classic.
Where Hollywood go.
It's a classic.
I'm gonna have to go back and check that project out.
Bruh.
I never heard it.
Breakaway.
Stop. God damn it, stop.
I've heard it, but
We knew it was
it
gonna,
ain't in
we
rotation.
knew this was gonna happen when we brought Nephew
Come on,
on
man.
the show. This was gonna be that segment where we was gonna be on one side. Nephew was gonna, he's not gonna be quite up to speed.
98. He was.
He was
Seven.
7 years
Seven.
old. Yeah.
Come on, dog. You gonna hold that over me?
Yeah, man. Because if I can go back and listen to
He said, yeah.
Superfly,
But if you know Strictly for My Niggas, you need to know.
I'm gonna go back and check it out. I'm gonna go back.
so
I
you need to listen to all three. You need to listen to the first three.
don't want to listen to the first one.
You don't want to?
No, listen to all three.
Listen to all three. We trying to put
and
you
you can
on,
see
young
that
boy.
development.
You can see
Okay,
it.
okay, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Like
You'll
you
listen to the first one. You'll see that they were ahead of their time.
On the first album,
Yes.
In 1994, they were ahead of their time.
Like you said, Strictly for My Niggas was great, but
But
Me
you know, it's
Against
gonna
the
be
World
hard
is the
for him.
best.
the growth.
It's gonna be hard for him because he can't go back to that time.
No.
He can't go
You
back
gotta
to
you gotta
his
you gotta
mindset
be in that
I
time to really
can.
get something.
But I mean, you'll be too young because
you were 1 year old when that.
we was in the streets when Southern
Right.
Playlistic came out.
High school, your uncle
Yeah.
was grown. He was out of school in the military. Me and Chuck at high school.
I was just getting my shit off in '93.
I can.
You know what I'm saying?
I can try. Like I said, I do it for pop catalogs.
Yeah.
I can go back in, but
even if you don't do nothing but just listen to like
I'ma
the first
check
couple
it
of
out.
minutes
Right.
and then go.
but I've always heard the ATLians and the Quimini debate for years.
yeah.
I give ATLians a slight edge because it's more complete to me. You know what I'm saying? But even still, like for example, like back in the day, like I might have skipped over Slump or West Savannah because I didn't really care for Big Boy doing his own song at the time. So I might have skipped over them at the time. Now I'm gonna listen to it. But ATLians, there wasn't a song I skipped.
No.
That's classic.
All the way
I
through.
won't skip never a song.
So the reason why we tell you to listen to the first one is so you can appreciate.
I understand
ATL.
why.
You'll appreciate ATLians more
if you listen
to
to
the
the
first
I
Southern
will.
playlist.
I'll do that.
But when the song ATLians dropped and that beat dropped for the first time,
And the
East
wheel,
Boys.
man,
What?
I've heard Wheels of Steel,
Call it
ATL,
Paul
Elevators,
and-
all
I
that.
listened to ATLians for 2 years straight.
Decatur.
Straight.
2 years straight. I didn't listen to nothing else.
Okay, so it sounds like y'all saying ATL is pure undisputed classic.
Yes.
Aquemini,
ATL should be in
good
the
album, but it
Smithsonian.
ain't classic.
Feminize 1B.
Yeah.
So ATLians 1A.
There you go.
I spent too much time. B, what you got?
Drag it in the rear here with this shit I'm about to tell y'all guys. This is gonna really just
Yeah.
It's gonna kill the
gonna
mood.
kill the mood.
Conway
Fucking
Twitty's
mood.
greatest
My broken heart. Yeah, Conway Twitty. Ladies and gentlemen, Conway Twitty. You caught that Family Guy reference over there.
He did.
No, this album for me, my album that I'm on, and I was listening to it in the car. My wife, she's like, "Why are you listening to this? Nobody likes them." For me, it's a group who I really like them. Like, and they had their first album had like 3 or 4 singles that we all listened to. There were some young men, there were some young boys that had no business singing about grown men shit. But you know what? They were good.
I totally forgot who you, and now it
Yeah.
comes back to me who it is.
Right.
That was dope though.
It was
Yeah.
Immature. We Got It is the
Right.
album. So for me, it takes me back to the album came out in 95. They performed at our grad night in 96.
Grad night.
That reels you in.
Right.
Wow.
They
Grad
bring in
night.
like, but they had, Lovers Groove, Please Don't Go.
Yeah.
Feel the Funk. Feel the Funk ends the album.
I like that song.
Let your body flow.
You know, Grad
Put you
Night finna
in the
come
mood.
back too.
It is.
Mhm.
What?
My
What was
oldest
it?
is going to Grad Night this year.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
As long
Dope.
as COVID
It's gonna
allows.
be thugged out.
But
Dope.
Immature, like the previous album, with Constantly and Always on My Mind, you like, damn, these 12-year-olds singing about grown men relationships and shit. But Marcus Houston and the boys did
But
what
you-
they had
right.
to do.
You know what though? Marcus Houston is like, how old is Marcus Houston now? He probably in his,
He's like
30,
30s.
maybe.
He's almost 40.
he just married a chick that was 19. Yes.
Yeah, he did. Seriously.
Problematic. He did.
He married a chick that was 19
That's
years
facts.
old. Like he was sitting on that, waiting for her to get to age. And Marcus Houston
How
might be
many-
R. Kelly on the low. I
How
didn't say
many
that. I didn't say
projects
that.
but
they
I mean,
got?
I
How
didn't
many
say
albums? I think they did 3 or
Then they
I think
changed their
3
name.
or 4. They
To
went from
IMX.
Yeah.
IMX. So this was probably they became IMX when you was coming along because you probably remember some of the songs. But
I do.
Yeah.
But no, I mean it's just the production. It was in kind of in the middle of that New Jack Swing. So
Right.
here these young boys like them and like ABC and some of these other young groups to really just sing and talk about, like, at the time I'm a teenager listening to them singing about shit I feel like I'm going through.
You wasn't going through shit.
I wasn't going through a damn thing. These little girls I'm running around in here at school or whatever and cross town and all this other stuff. But I felt it though. So, for me that was it. So I go back and listen to the album. Kind of like it put me in the mind of that Mr. album where
Good point.
the production's great. You have some great vocals on it. And it's an album you can listen to, and it's got some good songs to go through, man. So
But them cats got a story to tell too.
I
man.
bet they got
Yeah,
a
they
story
do.
too. I know that,
But Chris Stokes,
bruh.
I believe that.
Cause ain't the girl that Marcus Houston married, ain't she like Chris Stokes?
That's his niece.
His niece or some shit?
Oh, for real.
Yeah, man.
And they had these young boys on House Party too.
Story.
They had these boys on House Party.
Yeah. Who said that on?
Go home, Roger.
Yeah, he definitely does. Like his lady's a little immature.
Yeah.
I mean, Go Home, Roger.
I never forget, man, when B2K came out and they, because they was pairing them and IMX up,
Mhm.
and then they had this whole thing. It was MTV interview,
Mm-hmm.
and they were at this house with Chris Stokes, and I remember like, yo, something ain't right about this. Like, yo,
What you trying to say, dog? Chris Stokes like little boys?
yeah.
Facts.
It
It's pretty sad.
just,
man.
it was. a grown man in a house full of boys. It just didn't. And they was in this big ass mansion.
Was it MTV Cribs or something?
No, it was like an MTV. I don't know. It was one of their shows. It might have been one of their video shows, and they was interviewing them, and it was all in the house with their shirts off and shit.
Giving you P Diddy and Usher
I don't want to
vibes.
hear this shit.
Anyway. All right, that's gonna do it for what we on this week.
That
Y'all
needs
get
to
a
do
chance. Check those albums out.
We're going down another rabbit hole.
God damn, this show is getting off the rails.
Ain't it? It's out of control.
That's gonna do it.
All right.
All right, you know what time it is. It's time for Who You Got Football Edition. We back, baby. Football is back.
Yes, sir.
We get to possibly. Do I retain my crown as the picking king?
Oh, Lord.
Because I thought about getting the chain and the crown and wearing everything this week. Or do we crown somebody else this week? Who knows? So we're gonna go back to our regularly scheduled format. We're gonna pick 6 games, 3 NFL games, and 3 college games. We're gonna start with the NFL games because those are actually, by the time we do come back and record, they would have been completed.
Okay.
But the NCAA, the college football games, because they're starting this week, we're gonna go with those last.
Okay.
So Guru, Cowboys, Bucks. I already know how you gonna go. Who you got?
Bucks, man.
Bucks. Okay.
Easy.
Slow.
Bucks.
The
Chuck.
Cowboys are trash, man. Come on.
Okay.
The
Well,
Bucks. As
clean
much as
sweep.
I can't stand it.
All right. Okay.
The Bucks are gonna win that game.
Next game is, I think, is
Who did you pick?
I'm going with the Bucks.
Oh.
Of course. Bucks. Of course. Clean sweep.
Of course, you got to do with Tom Brady.
Right. And I made a bet with somebody on Twitter. So
Oh, okay. I got you.
the next game is the Cardinals versus Titans. Chuck, who you got?
Derrick Henry.
You going with Derrick Henry?
I don't know.
Okay.
Are the Cardinals gonna stop Derrick Henry? No.
They got a defense.
If they try to, if they try to stop him, they got somebody that can cover Julio Jones and what's the other cat? Brown.
Yeah.
No.
Has the Titans defense improved?
It doesn't matter.
Slow, who you got?
They will outscore the Cardinals.
That's one of them.
Yeah, that's one of them ones. Where you go.
Where are they in Phoenix?
They're in Tennessee. They're in Nashville.
Titans gonna beat the pants off of them.
I'm gonna have to pick one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick Tennessee, but I mean, it's one of them. It ain't. I don't think it's gonna be as
Right.
A landslide.
You're gonna pick Tennessee.
I'm gonna
but
pick Tennessee, but
if Arizona pulls this game, if Arizona wins this game, it's not gonna be like, oh my god.
yeah.
I'll be surprised.
That's probably one of the games I'm gonna watch. Strictly for Kyler Murray, and I want to see.
I want to see what Julio gonna do.
Right.
It's gonna be a good game.
Guru, who you got?
I'm gonna say Arizona.
Arizona. Okay.
Yeah, might as well.
Might as well. Hey man.
Yeah.
I
Arizona.
mean, hey, it ain't like it is a dumb pick.
Right.
It's one of them. This first game of the season.
Right.
True.
I'm kind of on the line with Chuck. If this game was in Arizona, I probably would be picking the Cardinals. But since it's in Tennessee, I'm going to go with the Titans.
First game of the year. Run the ball. Be safe. Arizona ain't gonna run the ball as good as Tennessee.
But that little badass kid and quarterback.
I forgot you said Kyler Murray. Somebody said Kyler Murray.
He runs like a badass kid, like a little badass kid. He does. But that goddamn Derrick Henry run like a grown ass man.
That's true.
So.
Man, jeez, the only man to run for 2,000 yards in high school, college, and NFL.
And I will say, when he came out of high school, I didn't think it was gonna translate. I'm like, he's too big. It ain't gonna translate. That shit is translated.
I mean, the dude.
I stand
same
corrected.
Damn size.
Yes.
He was in high school.
Who want to tackle that?
No one.
No one wants to tackle it.
High school kids,
you
college
you
kids.
get paid to tackle it. You gonna put your head down there and get it.
And just think, when he got to Alabama, he had to wait.
Yeah.
That's what he
behind Mark Ingram. I'm sorry.
Mark Ingram.
And Trent Richardson.
Yeah, Trent Richardson and Mark Ingram. He had a sit.
And remember, Yeldon was getting
Yeldon,
burned.
Yeah.
Yeldon was getting the burn behind him too. Okay.
Trent Richardson, that's a tragic story, ain't it? But anyway, moving along. Sad.
All right, our third and final NFL game of the week. Browns versus Chiefs. Guru, who you got?
KC.
KC.
What they
Slow.
playing?
They're in Kansas City.
I don't care if they playing at Laurie Park. I got the light-skinned brother in Kansas City.
Lowry Park.
Yeah.
Okay. So who you got?
I like Kansas City.
You gonna buck your conspiracy
got to
theory?
go with Cleveland.
You got to go with
Why?
Cleveland.
Yeah,
It's one
exactly.
game. It's one game. I don't have to. They don't have to win the one game. Like they don't mean they sling them to the Super Bowl. I think Kansas City offensively is going to be better than they was last year because I have one more year under their belt
And they got
in that system.
offensive line help.
Offensive line help. They're going to be better offensively than they were last year. So they're going to win this game. It's in Kansas City. They're going to win the game. It's gonna be a good one.
What time is that?
But I think Kansas City's gonna win.
Is that
It's
should
a
be prime time game.
It should be prime
No, I
time.
think all the games I picked specifically were 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock game.
Really?
Wow, this is not a prime time.
That should be a prime time.
Who's Sunday night then?
Mm-hmm. That's
Goodness
weird.
gracious.
But I picked Kansas City.
Who's Sunday night? I'm going with the Chiefs too. I usually put the times of these games, so y'all forgive me.
It's okay.
So week 1, Bucks Cowboys is Thursday. That's the first game. The Cardinals and Titans is 1 o'clock. Chiefs. That's 4:25 game.
So who's the Sunday night game?
That's the CBS game. Sunday night is Packers Saints.
Oh, okay.
And Monday night is the Bears.
Why did do Jameis like that?
Well, no, I'm sorry. No, Sunday night. Sunday nights are the Bears and Rams. Packers Saints is 4:25.
Bears and Rams?
Yeah, the Monday night game is the Ravens and Raiders.
So we gotta watch Andy fucking Dalton on Sunday night.
Instead of Patrick Mahomes and
Fuck out of
yeah,
here, man.
NFL was doing on that.
Conspiracy.
Who the hell gonna want to watch that bullshit?
I'm on that conspiracy theory. That's
You keep sleeping on it, bro. I'm telling you.
All right, moving on to NCAA.
Some good ones.
Some very good ones.
Very good ones.
Mm-hmm.
First one.
This week, we're going to start off with Georgia versus Clemson. Who you got?
Clemson.
Clemson?
ACC, baby.
ACC, so that's what you're going with?
Yeah.
All right, Slow, who you got?
Fuck Clemson.
All day long.
Sorry,
Fuck Dabo.
Absolutely fuck
Kiwi,
Dabo.
Sorry, man, but fuck Clemson. But they gonna win.
I ain't ready to say that yet.
I just don't know
because I feel like Clemson is gonna be. They're not gonna look like what we've seen the last 2 or 3 years.
But who Georgia throwing out the dude with the glasses?
Don't matter. No.
Quarterback?
They got JT Daniels.
Oh, okay.
The dude to run the barbershop. He ain't the quarterback no more.
Okay.
I'm picking Georgia for defense and running game. I don't think
Atlanta. No,
I think they're probably gonna be a neutral site, right?
I think so.
I don't think the Clemson team is going to look like what we've seen the last 2 or 3 years. They're going to have the quarterback is a stud, hands down. But I don't think they got the defense they've had.
I hope not.
They're going to have offensive weapons they're absolutely going to have. But I don't think they're going to have the defense to be able to shut Georgia down. I'm picking Georgia to win it. If it's an upset, so be it. But I'm picking Georgia.
Who you got, B?
It's in Charlotte.
Okay.
That game is in
So
Charlotte.
it's going to be a predominantly Clemson crowd.
Right.
I wonder who playing in Dallas then.
Probably Miami, Alabama.
I thought that was in Atlanta.
Yeah, that is in Atlanta.
I like Georgia. Who you got, B?
Georgia, I'm about to go with Clemson. I'm going to go with Clemson on that one because Georgia, to me, they still haven't, ever since Justin Fields left, who's that? Ever since Jake Fromm left, they haven't answered the quarterback position.
They claim this dude's on the Heisman watch list.
Hey man, we're gonna see. But I'm gonna go with Clemson.
Okay.
Y'all seen the tweet when they showed Justin Fields and it say Kirby Smart
Jake Fromm over this cat.
I mean, but who hindsight is always 2020.
But still,
when you look at it like that.
Man, Jake Fromm will be working at UPS pretty soon.
Wasn't he in the league?
He was in Buffalo.
Yeah,
he was in Buffalo. But now
Trubisky
done took that backup job. That's why I said he can be working at UPS pretty soon in Georgia.
All right. Well,
Who's
next
next?
game is Miami Hurricanes versus Alabama.
Do we need to
Crimson
discuss
Tide.
this at all?
I mean,
Miami.
it's top 10 battle, top 15. You going
Be
wait a
on
minute.
your own nephew.
You going Miami?
Guru really wants us to be his last time on the show.
The last time.
He does.
These
He does.
outrageous picks.
Somebody gotta pick another. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. You want?
I mean, you ain't coming
Are you serious with that?
Not that game.
Oh, okay.
because we can always include you in this Pick'em King battle. You can
Yeah.
always
Yeah,
you can
I'll play.
always send us your picks even if you ain't on the
you
show.
Let's
always
do it.
welcome.
That'll work. But Miami's not beating Alabama.
Nah.
That's a machine.
No way.
brother.
Let's slap the hand down. Everybody picking Alabama. Move right
Right.
along.
Okay.
Sorry, Dak.
All right. Well, it's gonna bring us to our last game of the night.
Stress.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish versus our Florida State Seminoles Sunday
Man.
night.
Dope Campbell.
7:25. Dope Campbell. Guru, who you got?
Florida State. 7-3.
Wow.
7-3.
I'll take it.
This
I mean,
nigga's
I'll take it,
crazy.
but 7-3, dog.
7-3.
Jesus Christ, that means the defense is playing
Yeah,
outstanding.
yeah.
Then that lights
That's why I
out.
said I'll take it.
I'll take it. Defense playing lights out.
Notre Dame starting the fresh quarterback, right? And
Yep.
they got
Yeah,
the
transfer from Wisconsin.
It may not be that off.
the only quarterback to come out of Wisconsin to do anything is Russell Wilson
Right.
in the last
And that
15 years.
And he's really NC State.
Right.
Russell Wilson.
So
7-3, I'll take it.
I'll take that.
I mean,
I'll
them
take
boys.
that.
That mean them boys.
I'll
got that
take
lights
3-2.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that game.
I'll take any win.
Right. It won't be pretty to see, but I'll take it.
Okay, all right. Slow, who you got?
I'm gonna go with my nose. I can't go against them. I just don't. Things we just was talking about. Notre Dame got a new quarterback. I'm not scared of any quarterback from Wisconsin.
They lost a lot of talent.
They lost a lot of talent off the team. They in just the same boat as us. So,
Not quite, but yeah.
well, I mean, they might be a little better, but I don't think they're that much better than us for me to pick against.
Is the line still at 10 points or is it moved down?
I'm not
I
sure.
think it's moved down.
I think it's moved down like 8 or 7.
This is tough, man. So you picking?
I'm picking a nose.
It's tough, man. Y'all know me. I will ride with my Seminoles till the wheels fall off. I pick us to beat Clemson. I don't know, man.
Don't sound good.
It don't sound good. It sounds like
You about to pick?
I love
Notre
them.
Dame?
I love them to death. I'm gonna pick Notre Dame.
Damn.
I'm gonna pick Notre Dame to squeak
But
out.
then he gonna come back
It's
and
not
say they're
gonna
gonna beat Clemson though.
It's not. No, I said it a couple years ago. I had damn sure ain't gonna say this shit. It's not gonna be a blowout. It's gonna be closer than.
7-3.
It's not gonna be 7-3.
Not gonna be 7-3.
But I think
know what you're doing.
I think Notre Dame got a
It's
little
a
bit.
conspiracy.
I don't think we're ready yet. I don't think we're ready
I
yet.
know what Chuck's
He's
doing.
tempering his
I
expectations.
know what Chuck's doing.
He's tempering his expectations.
I know what you're doing.
I mean, now when I come out here and say we're gonna beat everybody, y'all.
No.
talk shit about me.
I know what you're doing.
You setting your expectations.
Yeah,
I am.
I know what you're doing.
I am not gonna set myself up to be disappointed.
I hear you.
We're gonna lose.
I'm gonna set
Unfortunately.
myself up because I think they can win. It'll be close, but I think we can pull it out.
I will be the happiest nigga at this table to say I
be
was
wrong.
wrong.
It won't be 7-3, but I think it'll be more like 28-21, 28-20.
The
24,
next
something
show,
like
the next show, I will have on a Florida State shirt, my Florida State comfy pants, a Florida State hat. I may even throw my hoodie on top of it and just be in here sweating if we win that game.
that's a lot.
I'm gonna do it. If we win that game, that's how I'm gonna look on next show.
Said that's
Man,
a
go
lot.
nose because hey man,
I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna sweat 10
I'm
pounds off
confident
with a
I'm
hoodie on
confident.
and some
Like my man
pants.
over doing the chop. I'm confident.
Yeah, I see your little man. On
Yeah,
the,
man. Hey, man, that was a couple years ago. I had my boy ready every time it come on. Not even talking about Florida State, but every time I pass by Armwood, my 4-year-old Roman, Daddy, I saw Eagle football.
Damn them.
Ready. Go nose. All right. So that's gonna do it for who you got.
Cool. All right, y'all know what time it is. It's another rendition of Who's That Lady, where we honor a woman in sports. This week, I'm honoring 2 women in sports. Typically, I go down and I tell you about all their accolades and stuff. But I'm gonna talk about a little bit about their accolades, but really gonna get into their overall impact on the culture itself. So this week in Who's That Lady, we are honoring the queens, Venus and Serena Williams. Okay.
Nice.
And like I said, I'm gonna jump right into the accolades just a little bit, really quick, and then we're gonna talk about their impact overall. I think all of us should be able to chime in on that. So first, I'm just gonna throw it out there. Of course,
Wow, look at that picture.
our ladies were born in 1980 and 1981, respectively, in Compton, California, and they're considered 2 of the greatest female tennis players of all times. Real quick, they have combined. They've been ranked number one in the world over 320 plus weeks combined. Number one in the world. Venus has won a total of 49 singles titles. Serena has won 73. They've also combined together to win 22 doubles titles, as well as 14 Grand Slams and 3 gold medals as doubles partners. And let's get into their impact overall. it's pretty safe to say that without Venus and Serena, we obviously wouldn't have Naomi Osaka. We wouldn't have Coco Gauff. We would not have, I forget the other girl.
Dr. J daughter?
No.
You forgot about her then.
I forgot about her. We wouldn't have, I don't think we have Simone Biles without Venus and Serena. I don't think we have a lot of the stars that we have to be comfortable in their own skin as far as black women is concerned without Venus and Serena. Okay, just think about it. Venus and Serena showed up at Wimbledon. They had beads in their hair. When did we ever see somebody outside of a black sitcom? You know what I'm saying? Black girls showing up with beads in their hair. They wasn't taking them out. Everybody, we all know that they didn't want them there. You know what I'm saying? Especially in Wimbledon, a lot of these big tournaments, they didn't want our girls there. But without these two girls, we wouldn't have some of the stars we have today. You know what I'm saying? Like, just consider what they mean to our culture alone. You know what I'm saying? Their father sacrificed so much for them to be able to get to this point. To me, I put them on the same level we put Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? As far as what they mean to our culture. You know what I'm saying? The backing from their parents that Beyonce got, same thing that Venus and Serena received from their father. A lot of people talked about their dad and his unorthodox approach to them, but he made them who they are today. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And without them, I don't know where what our representation would look like if it was not for Venus and Serena.
I'm gonna kind of I'm gonna push back on something you said. Richard Williams played a heavy part in Venus and Serena, but you have to, because we're talking about, this is our segment for women, and their mother a lot of times gets lost. Richard outshines their mother
for sure,
but for her to have to deal with the type of man that Richard was, and having to help her girls navigate a world where black women are already the most disrespected, most marginalized women in the world,
hands down.
I just want to shout out her mom for being who she
Somebody had to hold that house down while he was out there practicing with them. And even when they came home, after all of that, I don't see Richard sitting down and helping them with homework after he'd been out there hitting tennis balls.
Especially the stories we hear about Richard.
Right. So somebody had to hold that family down while they was out at these tournaments. While Richard was out practicing with them. Their mama had to hold that house down.
Richard was a Rolling Stone. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Where he laid his hat was his home.
Wherever he laid his hat was.
But we can't take away. Obviously,
we can't take away his impact of what he did.
Right. And I'm looking forward to the movie where Will's gonna play Richard. I'm looking forward to the movie. I hope it's good. I hope Will does Richard some justice, and I hope the movie itself
Sloane Stevens.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, Sloane. That's right. So we wouldn't have Sloane without them. Like I said, I hope the movie is good. I hope it does the girls justice, or the women justice, for what they brought to our table as black folks.
And specifically because a lot of times we like to tie women's accomplishments to some kind of male figure. And for them to be able to break away from their father as they've gotten older and to continue the success on their own.
Right.
And man, Serena is the greatest tennis player of all time, men and women, in my opinion.
Hands down.
And Serena is one of the greats.
Venus, you mean?
Venus, I'm sorry. Venus is one of the greats.
To me, we wouldn't have Serena
if we didn't have Venus. Because Venus is the older sister, and she kind of laid that foundation.
She did. She did. Venus took a lot of bullets in the beginning that Serena didn't have to take.
I didn't know that. I didn't know she was the older.
Yes.
Yeah. Venus took a lot of bullets in the beginning that Serena didn't have to take because Serena wasn't as good yet.
Right.
Venus was the star in the beginning.
Right.
So Venus went out there first initially and took a lot of those bullets that Serena didn't necessarily have to take.
And still won.
Still won.
I remember seeing back in the old days of reading Sports Illustrated, and they, in the back of it, they had faces in the crowd, and they always have like amateurs, and they had them in there, and then you start seeing the more people talking about them. And I remember their dad said that when Venus was taking on her, he said
Serena gonna be better than
my
her.
second daughter, that young girl. That's the one.
Yeah.
That you're gonna have to worry about.
And he was right.
He was
right.
And he said my daughter's is gonna dominate the sport, and they thought he was a crazy dude.
And he was damn right. Because like I said, over 320 weeks at number one combined. Now, Serena
got
316 of them.
But think about it. Up until the last 2 years, that wasn't she was still dominant.
There was nobody else to talk about. I think she had like a 3 or 4 year run where she was number one in the world for 3 or 4 years.
Right.
Serena definitely has impacted women's sports and for black people, period. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She was the GOAT up until I saw her on Snapchat eating dog food. So that kind of
you gonna bring her
kind of did it for me.
Hey, man,
bro. I'm sorry,
Hold on,
bro.
wait, I got it.
Get him.
Bro,
I'm sorry.
and brother. This
You
look,
literally
hold on, dog.
kills
Hold
and
on.
bits.
Hold on. What we not gonna do in our segment of Who's That Lady
Okay,
is
I'm
bring a
sorry.
black woman down.
We don't.
So we ain't worried about no
we don't
motherfucking
allow-
Snapchat.
We
What
don't
she
allow.
was doing on Snapchat, Twitter, IG,
I
whatever.
got proof.
We don't allow any disparaging comments
On
about
your
Who's That Lady.
podcast. If you want to disparage and discourage Venus and Serena all you want, by all means, this is your
We
podcast.
don't do that
brother.
on the OG Sports Show.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
working on
I'm
thin
sorry.
ice, dog.
Sorry about that.
You
I'm
working
just-
on not coming back.
Don't
And I
get
don't want to do that because you my nephew and I
don't
love
get
you.
kicked off on the last segment.
God damn, you doing good.
I just literally saw her eating the dog.
Okay,
food.
so
Outcast ain't that
so
good.
as we were saying, from the OG Sports Show, we would like to salute the queens, Venus and Serena Williams. We are giving you your flowers while you can still smell them. And I know a lot of people. There's a lot of talk about Serena being close to being done because she had to pull out of the U.S. Open because of injury. I don't care. She don't have to win another
She ain't got
match.
to, like Simone Biles, she ain't got to play another match.
And she created her clone.
And she's still the greatest.
Osaka.
Yeah.
Still the greatest of all time. So salute to the queens once again, Venus and Serena.
Ladies.
We love you from the OG Sports Show. And that's it for week 17, fellas.
Yeah.
17. That's what I'm talking about.
Thanks, Guru, for being on the
Thanks,
show.
Thanks,
OGs.
partner, for
Had
appreciate
a
you,
great
man.
time, man.
You
Shout
come
out
back,
to-
dog. Look, I'm look, man.
Am I welcome back,
You
guys?
welcome
Yeah,
back,
all
but
the
you can't
time.
come back with this slanderous
I'm
accusation
not,
that you're
man.
making.
Can't be slanderous on Who's That Lady.
You can't.
And
be.
you can't come back until you listen to
all three
Outkast's first
Outkast
three
I
albums.
can do that. That's my homework for this week.
That's your homework
Alright.
for this week. Listen to all three of them in order, and then come back.
Damn,
To
all three.
all
All
three
three.
of them.
Otherwise, you can't come back.
you work. I ain't gonna say what you do for, but the job that you have, I'm pretty sure you got some headphones in your ear,
Of course.
riding around
All day.
Right.
You got it.
So you can make it
You
happen.
can knock out all three of them in 4 hours.
Shout out
Easy.
to all the supporters and people
For sure.
listening. My Lexi Terry family. Shout out to my man JCat47, who always chime in. That's about the show.
We appreciate you,
Thank you.
as always.
Thank you for sure.
And that's going to do it for this week. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.
Sleep Pod